We're
live.
Stand by red. Stand by to change. Change. And roll red. Hit it. Sunbelt fly in.
Q talent.
You're watching the
Sunbelt locator. Animation locator.
ESPN+.
Ready 8 without font 1.
The Georgia Southern Eagles and the College of Charleston
8 without font 1. Stand by the locator.
Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia.
8 without font 1.
We think
and
joining
white
us
foot.
up in the booth.
On camera.
And
David will
animate.
be on hand. Ethan, this really is a tale of two sides.
Georgia
Southern coming off a
stand by red.
series win against Southern Miss. Meanwhile, College of Charleston really struggled against
I'll tell you when the roll is.
Yeah, it's a little weird. You get a little deja vu. I feel like we were here last week. Yeah, because we were. Of course, College of Charleston was here last Tuesday and then headed home for NCAA. They're coming off a sluggish weekend, a little bit unexpected for them. And Georgia Southern obviously coming off a really, really good weekend, taking down USM, who was a quality Sunbelt opponent. So two teams coming in kind of on the opposite side of the spectrum. One slumping, one playing well. Be interesting to see how they play.
And roll,
Georgia
cut.
Southern
Highlights.
Going in, they needed that
mute
series
expression.
against Southern Miss. Now, they're going to need to
bounce
bounce
back
back after
animate
last
your
week
graphics.
because College of Charleston was firing with
Stand by
Think
black
it's done
font
talking?
one.
Charleston came out hot.
Stand by white
They
too.
kind of continue. They tacked on runs here and there through several innings. Had a couple stretches of 3 or 4 innings in a row where they put runs on the board, and their pitching was really well until they kind of faltered in the last couple innings. So it'd be interesting to see the approach for Georgia Southern today, if they try and change it up or if they try and keep it the same, because they had chances to win last
Wipe
week.
it.
The Cougars really didn't take their foot off the gas pedal. You see here, 8-6 final
Stand by
score,
five.
14 hits, 3 of those coming off of Dylan Johnson,
with
their
bugs
catcher,
without
with 2
font.
RBIs as
Stand by
well.
the white.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a lot of it was
Stand by to
two-out,
start your
2-strike
move
hits or just 2-out hits. These Georgia Southern pitchers are really going to have to look for that third
Pitches a
strike
break
today.
after
And
this,
it'll be
David?
interesting to see how they
Going to
approach
break
the series
after?
today, really trying to get that final out because a lot of damage was done
Start
with
your move, Chris. White.
We know Georgia Southern is
animate your
eager
locator.
to get some vengeance after last week's
Stand
loss.
by.
We'll see if
Local.
they can after the
can.
break on ESPN+.
Going out in 3, 2, 1. Go local roll.
3 and I said 5.
Southeast Georgia's best place to play.
Way to go, guys.
2, you have pitcher.
So we'll come back in. We'll do graphic on pitcher, and that'll be a left slab.
4, just be ready for your pitch, because they might go. They might be ready to go.
The clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is
90 back. 2, stick with pitcher. 5, give me pitcher.
Georgia Southern.
Do we have less? What are we doing
Wait.
here? Lineups or
Away starting pitcher slab.
Transforming communities,
home starting?
It's home.
changing
Yeah.
lives, and
don't know why I
igniting the
said away.
vitality of our economies.
So home starting pitcher
Our
first.
graduates
Yeah.
cross
Is
the
it both
stage
left side?
and soar.
Yeah.
Cool.
They are empowered to
Two.
lead, to be the
Yeah.
architects
Two step.
of an
Two
extraordinary
step right there.
tomorrow.
Okay.
We are
Hey,
at the
Ethan,
peak
you're
of
doing
our
great.
progress.
Slow down. Just take it as a regular
We
conversation. You're with David,
Georgia Southern
and you're doing great. though,
60
but just
back,
slow down
camera,
while you
60
talk,
back.
okay?
And South Georgia's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been
Yeah.
at the forefront of our mission. Gotcha. We are committed to training the next generation
Cameras.
of
Is there any time on the pitch clock out there,
and health,
or no?
giving them the skills and experience needed to improve
How much
the
we got
lives
left?
Second
of
20
patients
copy.
and
Be ready to go, y'all.
40
Two
seconds.
zoom out. 2 zoom out.
for a
4,
brighter,
get
more
set.
inclusive future in healthcare.
We might not have time
right
for
here
anything.
in South Georgia.
Ready 4.
Visit pcom.edu to learn more.
Ready 4. Cut to 4. Cut to 4. Cut to 4.
Yeah, they're going
Cut this break.
All right. Cut.
4's live. 4's live. 40 live. 40 live. Cut this break. Mute it. Mute it.
Mute it.
That's. I just cut out this.
Can't see.
Q talent. Q talent.
Q talent.
Sorry.
Back on ESPN Plus, Georgia Southern and College of Charleston. It's going to be a staff day for both sides. For
I know,
Georgia
but
Southern, they're giving the ball to Javon Ray on the hill. Ray looking forward to this matchup this season. Hasn't seen a lot of work. Didn't pitch at all against Southern
3,
Miss.
you good?
As we are officially underway.
One,
Obviously, your coach
Animation
Henning,
bug,
you're at least
I
won
got it.
what, 2 or 3 innings?
Yeah, I
Animation
think
bug,
Coach Henning will be
thank you.
probably looking for 2 from
Ready
Javon
two.
here and then try and get that bullpen
Ready
up and
two.
working.
Well,
Get that left
first,
slab in for
bat
pitcher.
swinging, my goodness. How
Ready
about
four. Take
that? He's going to round the bases. That is a leadoff
Ready
home
three.
run. I mean,
Take
I didn't
three.
even
Take
get
five.
time to get my thoughts across. College of Charleston.
Take 5.
1-0 off a
Closing
so
in
low
What's
bomb.
ESQ? So can you
It was
Copy.
Rob
Go ahead, replay.
Baumhofer.
You got ready.
wait?
Ready, Brett? And effect, Brett.
Yeah, Will
Roll.
Baumhofer, he's this.
Matthias Q turned down broadcast at the
butter
control
right here.
room,
I mean,
please.
he's a great hitter. He's got the power. He's got the average, and he's an
effect out the
all-conference
four.
type of player. And we
Four
shut him
seconds.
down last
That's
week.
good.
Georgia
Take it
Southern
right
shut him
there.
down
Thank
last
you.
week, and he didn't really look very good, and he comes out tonight and puts his stamp on this game really early.
All right, that is one way to start this midweek matchup. My goodness, Will Baumhofer batting .351 before that AB.
Can leave it in and go back to Ray 4 with font 1.
Able to get Trotter Harlan swinging. That was Baumhofer's second home run on the season. He's not a guy that typically goes yard, but you're seeing the aggressiveness early. Ray down in the dirt on the 0-2 pitch.
We saw this last week as well with College of Charleston. They attacked these pitchers early and often, and it got them out to an early lead, and it looks like that's going to be the same game plan this afternoon.
Ray goes up and in and got Harlan swinging for out number 1.
That's what you need from your pitcher, though. You like to come in and he gives out that leadoff homer, but comes in and settles down, gets a strikeout. Now you can kind of ease yourself into this game. Just got to have that goldfish memory in that first AB.
Ray, one of the veterans on this team, senior out of Douglasville, Georgia.
Too tight.
Cole Mathis in the
Ray
box
2
now for the Cougars.
Ray 4 clean.
And the bullpen has been the storyline this season for Georgia Southern. They're trying to find some consistency. A staff day, being as it is today, Javon Ray has a great chance. And now, Ethan, the approach almost completely shifts. You give up a solo bomb.
Yeah, well, you think the approach shifts, and it certainly does a little bit, but really you just gotta come out and do what you want to start the game with. You have to settle down and come in and approach these games the same. You kind of just have to forget that happened, really. You just have to come in and pitch like you were going to pitch, and things will work themselves out. You hate to give that up, but this, I mean, it's the first batter. There's plenty of ball left to play.
Striker out.
Ray misses on the outside corner.
We'll do away batting order.
Cole Mathis, junior on this team. He was all CAA second team in 2023. 3-1 pitch. Paints the corner for Ray. The Cougars entering this game 14-8 on the season. Georgia Southern 11-12.
Go ahead and give me that Hunter and font 1, please.
Payoff pitch from Ray. Mathis stares it down. Head to first base bag.
Away batting.
So Ray has given up a leadoff home run. And now has walked Cole Mathis. Here's a look at the batting order for the Cougars, Ethan. We talked about last week's matchup and their ability to just stay consistent, 14 hits in total. But you look up and down, there's a lot of guys that can get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very experienced lineup for College of Charleston. Seniors across the board except for Brent Gibbs in the 9 hole, and then 2 other juniors dotted throughout the lineup, one of them being Mathis, who just is up to bat or just drew the walk. And you saw it last week. This team is really patient. You can tell that they played a lot of baseball, and that's going to be the issue for Georgia Southern pitchers today, having to come in and shut off these experienced hitters who have been around for a long time.
Well, speaking of experience, Cole Sinksay, the designated hitter for the Cougars. I mean, it's kind of funny. When you look up and down this batting order, as you already touched on, you got multiple graduate players. You have seniors, a good mix of juniors as well. This team is battle tested.
Ray 1, take 1.
What's the problem with our monitors?
Yes, tell them.
Yeah, there is this cutting out in here too. Sorry about that, guys. Min left, I think.
2-0 count for Ray.
Yes, please.
Please.
Or tell Byron or something.
Sink, 317 batting average on the season.
Take 4. Ray 2. Take 2.
Fouls this
3
off.
tight.
Now Sink has 6 home runs to start this year. You talk about power. He really is the guy, the spark plug, if you will, when it comes to going deep.
Yeah, he's had the power and the average this year. Hitting 317 is nothing to laugh at, and you tack on 6 homers. That's all confidence type play.
Ray checks back at the first base bag on Mathis. Mathis only 3 stolen bases on the season.
Ready for.
When we talk about the batting average, but the OPS for Sing Sing, over 1,000.
Take 4.
2-1.
Ready 2, take
Sing Sing fouls it back.
Ready 3. Take 3. You're good.
Sean White behind the plate for Georgia Southern. It's been a mix of J.D. Kaiser and also Sean White. Kaiser, the designated hitter today, so that means White gets the nod. Calling balls and strikes is Vic Carell behind home plate.
Ready 2.
Jack Furlong and Craig Murr with him. Stolen base for Mathis. Throw on line. And now Mathis is going to go to third. He reaches, so White.
Ready 5, take 5.
That throw was actually a bit wide, Ethan, and because of it, 2 free bases.
3 catcher tight. 3 catcher tight.
Took him off the bag a little bit. It looked like it ricocheted off Cole Mathis'
2 second
thigh
base.
there,
2
and
second
then just
baseman.
rolled
2
into
second
no
baseman.
man's land
Right
as
two,
both the
take
Georgia
2.
Southern infielders were
Right
trying to
4.
cover the bag, and that ball just found the perfect spot.
Take 4.
Mathis was able to steal that third base bag and get a freebie, and that really hurts, especially with 1 out.
That's huge for College of Charleston.
Ready 1, take 1.
They have came out guns blazing for sure, Ethan.
Ready 3, take 3.
We talked
Ready
about
5.
it. We knew
5, give me a
that
push here.
this
Ready 5, take
batting
5,
order,
push.
top
Ready
to
4.
bottom,
Is there
is
any
going to
way
be
you could probably
aggressive.
find
And
out
they're looking
when
to
that
even up
day
this series
last
because
time
right
started
now
out
it's
with a
37 to 38.
run?
Going under on
Ready
that
1.
pitch, fouls it off again.
And you're seeing it already. It's what the moral of the story was last week, and it looks like it's going to continue in today. This College of Charleston batting order really has some good plate diligence. And this is the second 3-2 count we've seen already, and Sing Sing has already fouled 2 off. So these hitters are really good when it gets in these high-pressure counts.
Don't be fooled from Sing Sing. He's got power, but he's also got discipline. He's going to walk to first. So Javon Ray has now walked 2 batters, runners on the corners. Not the start you're looking for.
It's certainly not, but in the grand scheme of things, if you're Javon, you don't hate giving up that walk because it now puts the double play ball back into effect.
What'd you say,
You
Sarah?
can maybe get out of this inning unscathed minus the home run. So you obviously don't want to give up the walk, but it doesn't put you in the worst situation here.
It brings up
Program's still going.
Okay.
5-hole batter in
Program's
Neves.
still going out. Sorry, guys.
Neves has 4 home runs on the season.
Ready 3, take 3.
Nice
Inside
pitch from
column
Ray
1.
to start it
Hey,
off.
Ready 4, clean.
Could you see if Byron's out
Avery
there,
Neves
please?
out of Reston,
Yeah.
Take
Virginia.
4. Ready 2. You can change your season bio thing. Yep, keep it right there. Ready 2.
A 1.
Ready 3 with
Loopy curveball hits the top of the zone.
Take 3.
That's
Give me a
that
zoom
off
in.
speed that's really been kind of hit or miss for Javon this year, and he gave up the homer on an off speed, and then obviously he's gotten ahead in a couple of these counts because of the off speed, but the earlier walk was the off speed, so now you'd like to see him maybe be able to pinpoint that a little bit better consistently.
0-2 inside.
Ready 1. Take 1.
Before coming to Charleston, Avery Neves
3.
spent a redshirt season
Take 3.
over at St. John's River State College.
You popped that in
Got a
already?
310 with 4 doubles
Ready 2.
at Chesapeake
Yeah.
College as well. So
Ready 1, take 1.
he's seen his fair share of baseball at multiple programs. You see Cole Mathis,
1
he's
bigger right a little bit.
very
Right a little
antsy
bit.
to get the home
Oh,
plate.
Ready 5.
Huh?
Take 5.
And this is the
He's
start.
out there? Okay.
If you're a College of Charleston
I don't know.
fan,
Take 4.
you're very excited about.
I'll try James.
Ready 2.
1-2. Ray just
5.
misses.
Pitcher.
Thanks, Sarah.
Again, that's just
Take
a
5.
lot of
Push,
games.
push,
Like you said,
push,
these
push.
College of Charleston hitters have a lot of
Was
plate
when?
discipline, and they played a lot of baseball and know the strike zone like the back of their hand.
Okay.
And
Sorry, I
you've
didn't-
seen
I
it in
couldn't-
full
I'm
effect
trying
in
to
this first
listen.
inning already.
It's so tough as a pitcher as well when you face
Take 4.
guys
Reset 5.
that have such a great eye in the box.
That's probably something we can come back
Ray
in.
misses in the third, also
bottom
wide.
3 tight.
Bottom of the
And
second.
that's that off-speed
Ready
pitch
3.
that you really look when you're the pitcher on a
Ready 5.
2-2
Can you
count,
zoom
trying
out?
to
Ready
get
5.
guys
Ready
to
5.
chase. And
Take 5.
I mean, this College of Charleston
Ready 4.
team is just
After.
extremely well trained to the plate.
Good
And you're
stuff,
going to have
Chris.
to be a little more pinpointed for these Georgia Southern pitchers to
Ready
get a swing and a miss.
Ready 1, take 1.
Payoff pitch. He'll check over at first on Sing Sing.
Chris, in that case, just stay wide. Don't zoom in. Oh, whoa, 5.
Javon
You're
Ray
live. You're
last
live.
season
You're live.
appeared
Sorry.
in 19
No, you're
games.
good.
He started 7.
Ready 4.
And
Take 4.
he's seen his fair share of midweek starts in
You're
his
good, Chris.
career.
Ready 5, take 5.
Checks
You heard
on
me
slow
say.
take once again.
Like in a slow, easy. There you go.
You already
Sing
said
Sing
James.
only 1 stolen base on the season, and obviously a runner on third.
Okay,
Ready
cool,
for it?
He might
perfect.
try
Thank
and
you.
go.
You heard what Noah said.
Yes.
Oh.
Ready 2.
Payoff pitch. Sing
Take 2.
Sing does go. White decides not to throw.
Ready 3.
It
Take
doesn't
3.
matter
Follow him 3.
because Avery
Ready 4.
Neves is the third
Take
batter
4.
walked for
Ready
College
1.
of Charleston, and we are going to see a very
2
early
mound meeting. 2
team
person coming
meeting
out.
on the
Person coming
mound.
out. Person coming out. 2. The coach. 2. Coach. Since no coach.
Also going to
Okay.
start to have
5,
some
take
action in
5.
the bullpen.
Got it.
Yeah, if you're Coach Batista
coach
here,
coming
you're just
out
looking
too?
to settle your guy down a little bit. 3
Yeah.
walks in this
Take
inning is
2.
now what you're looking
Take
for.
2.
Now you find yourself
Knew
in a
it was
bases
coming.
loaded jam. But you still have a chance to get out of
knew
it. I think
AJ
it's going to
was
be the
coming.
moral of the
I
story
know
from
what
this
route.
mound
Yeah.
meeting. 1 ground ball and you're
Yeah,
out of this
there's no
inning
way.
with only
Yeah,
1 run.
Rodney's not
so
walking
obviously it
out
hasn't
there.
gone how you like, and it'll probably affect how many innings we
Take
see
5.
out of Ray this
Take 5.
outing. You would have liked to see him maybe push 3, but I mean that pitch count already sitting at 26 is going to make things interesting. So Coach Batista really
Maybe we could
just going to
zoom
try
in
and
on
get out of
that
this inning.
coach.
Let's turn a
Put
double
that
play ball, or at the
small
least
graphic in now.
bring the infield
Ready 4.
inning and get the out at home. Let's try and get out of this with and just minimize damage.
Now here is the good side of this for Georgia Southern. Ty Fisher, the Sunday starter for the Eagles, he had a complete game on Sunday. With that being said, he didn't have to go to the bullpen and use any arms. So we did see a little bit more freedom in the bullpen. Obviously, your coach Batista is coaching. They still want Ray to finish this out, but it's going to be tough.
He took it off.
He's got Kevin Madden in the box. Madden is batting just a hair under 300, and when I say just a hair, I mean he's batting 299.
I think that's about just as hair as you can get, yeah.
Old Ray, he's trying to bounce back right now.
3-2.
Pitch to Madden,
Go tight
outside.
again, ready 3 with font 1.
If you're these College Charleston hitters, you really have no reason to lift the bat off your shoulder here. You're going to make him throw you 3 strikes, or at least give you 2 to make you at least a little nervous in the box. But you're making him throw strikes here. There's no reason to swing the bat.
See how aggressive Kevin Madden is. He fouls that one off and ricochet towards White.
Take 5.
And got White on the hand. You see him grimacing
Got replay that.
Ready 2. And
to
effect 2.
hold that right hand.
Roll.
Replay.
Here's another look.
Ready 5. And effect out the
Shoulder, actually. Looked like you got him in that shoulder. Luckily in the padded area, but still, that does not feel good coming off the bat.
No, it does not. And initially he was holding his hand afterwards, but from that angle, it did look like it hit off the shoulder. So Kevin Madden, he spent 3 seasons over at Virginia Tech before making his way to Charleston. Fouls it down the first base line.
3 tight. 3 tight. Ready 3. Take 3.
I mean, Madden has seen a lot of baseball, Ethan.
Take 5.
118 games played, 117 of those started for the
It's out
Hokies.
again.
He
y'all.
batted
Sorry.
306 with 10 home runs and 75 RBIs. Trying to look, but not going to get another one. A double play. How about that from Georgia Southern?
Ready,
Jared Jenkins inserted into the starting lineup, and he makes an immediate impact. Ray gets out of the jam. The College of Charleston still up 1-0.
3, 2, 1.
Go local, roll.
Way to go, guys. Yeah, we don't know what's happening too. It's happening here too. It's both on our screen, so
Pitcher coming back.
we're just gonna try our best. So coming back in, we're gonna do a late starting pitcher, left slab. Get that in, and then yeah, that's what comes back in with. We have a small little graphic about that
30 back.
30 back.
2-5 pitcher. 6 if you want to give me pitcher 2.
Lead off home run. We might put that in later on, just let y'all know.
2-5 left side framing. 20 back.
20.
We'll come back in on 2.
Away starting
Run, Arch,
pitcher.
run.
Left slab.
Ready
What you
6.
got? 10,
I don't know.
9, 8, 7,
Ready 2.
6,
2 center up.
5, 4,
6 give me left side. Or ready 6. We'll come back 6. 1 and 6 you're live. Go.
Q talent.
Back on
Raise
ESPN
2.
Plus, and the College of Charleston Cougars have a 1-run
2
cushion
left
to
side
start
framing.
things off. Ethan, it's going
Loose
to be
font 1.
Aiden Thomas on the mound.
Put
Only
your
a
graphic in
freshman,
font
but
1.
he did have
Grade 2
3
with font
innings
1.
of
2
work
font 1.
last week against Georgia Southern,
And
in
dissolve.
which he pitched a shutout.
Yeah, 3
6
innings
you're
of
good.
quality work. He looked really, really good, and a bit of an unorthodox
Stand by
release
to
for
change.
Hayden Thomas. He kind of swings
5
it out.
left side framing tight.
It's not quite sidearm, but about a 3/4 angle, and
Ready,
it's
5?
way out there.
Dissolve
So
5 under?
it'll throw you off a little
Change.
bit, and a little bit of kind of a jerky leg motion, and his knee almost
Can
hits his
y'all
chest
iris
there.
up
So
4, please?
it's just something different.
Yeah.
These Eagle sitters are here. These hitters are still capable of
Thank
making
you.
contact with the ball. They did get it to him a little bit in the first meeting.
Lose your
They were able
graphic
to make
center
some
up
late
5.
contact, but we're really never able
Push
to
in,
string
lose
anything
your
together.
graphic.
So it'll be interesting to see how Thomas
Push in,
comes out,
south.
seeing this squad for a second time in a week.
We're doing
Now,
back
as
lineup
much as we
pitching.
talk
Yeah,
about the
we're gonna
veterans
3,
on this
lose
Charleston
font 1.
squad,
Raise
Hayden
3.
Thomas
Take
is
3.
one of the few freshmen
Give me
to
back order.
step
Put it in, put it in.
into this program
Left
and
side.
Dissolve font 1 in.
already
Batting
have such an
lineup.
Ready
impact.
for
It
clean.
shows you the talent he has. Talking about
There you got a
impact,
left
even,
slab up. You're good right
JD
there.
Kaiser has been on
Ready
a
for
tear
clean.
with
Put your
the
bug
bat.
in, please.
3
Put your
home
bug
runs
in.
his
Animate
last 4
bug.
games. He had a great series
Bug it,
against
bug it.
Southern
Ready
Miss.
for?
The bats are finally starting to roll for the Eagles.
Take 4.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially for JD. I mean, he
Way
has
to
been
go.
the definition of clutch so far this
Wait
year.
for the
Several
ball.
hits coming in crunch time, whether it be game winners by via the sac fly, the
5
home run,
reset. I
whatever
don't
it
care
may be.
about
So
that right
you knew it was only a matter of time before Georgia Southern got the
3-2.
bats going.
Thomas likes to
Later
work
in the game,
quick.
Chris.
He's going to have to
We gotta-
face Josh Tate. Tate
Ready
has
3.
been a great
tight.
leadoff
3
batter.
tight. Ready 3. Take 3, insert
352
phone 1.
batting average,
Race 4
32
clean.
hits
You
on
can
the
change
season.
it.
He's a transfer
Race 4.
from UGA. Didn't see much
Take
time,
4.
but Coach Hennon has loved him.
Yeah,
Right, 3 tight.
It's been
Race
interesting to
5.
see kind of how they're
Take
going
5.
to adjust to the departure of
Race
Jesse
3.
Sherrill.
Take 3.
I mean, he hit
Race 4.
450
On the
just
bug, I'll
out
let
of
you
this
know
world
when it
numbers
Take 4.
last year. So
Said
obviously
defense.
it's tough to find a
Yeah,
guy
it's off the bug. I'll let him know when to
352 to lead off is nothing to laugh at either.
When you watch tape in the box, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, obviously Cheryl
Yeah, I
left-handed
know.
batter,
Yeah, I
but
know.
they
Not yet.
play the same position.
They're the right
They're
players.
both feisty at the plate, and
Oh, it's not
gonna
made?
be very hard
Oh.
to strike them out.
Yeah, both are extremely patient. Neither
What is
really
it, a
hit
left
for
slab?
power. They're just speedsters that put the ball in play and are able to make things happen, whether it be via hit, a bunt, or
okay.
just beating out a grounder to first.
Race
I mean,
5.
these guys can
Take 5.
get
Push,
to the
push,
bases
push,
and do
quick.
some serious damage
There
when
you
they
go.
get
Go,
out
go,
there
go,
as
go, go,
well.
go,
So
push.
a lot
Push.
of similarities in the
Race
play
4.
style for sure.
After
Take 4.
the first out,
3-1.
can do.
Tate
Stick with
stares
batter.
it down,
There you go.
and
The,
Thomas walks the
5,
first
50.
batter that he
Defense lineup.
faces.
After first out.
There's the discipline from
Flip
Josh
sides.
Tate.
Race
It'll
5.
bring
Take
up
5.
Sam
4
Blancado,
reset.
the red
1
shirt
and 3
senior,
batter.
Marietta,
3.
Georgia.
3 tight. Race 3. Take 3.
Ray gives
Race
up
4.
a solo shot to start the game. Thomas walks the first batter he faces. I mean, you wouldn't think it's nerves at this point in the
We'll come back
season,
later.
but clearly
3
the
reset. There you go.
offense
Race 2.
is firing first. Thomas, first pitch,
1.
misses on the
Zoom out
inside
to show
corner.
the batter in the run. Race 3. 3 tight.
Kind of
3
had a
tight.
hunch
3
the
tight.
offense
Race 3.
might
Take
pick up where
3.
they
Insert
left
phone 1.
off last
Race
Tuesday.
4
Both
clean.
teams really got the bats
1
going.
zoom out a little
Colin
bit. Race 4.
Charleston was a little more
Take
consistent
4.
throughout the
Race
game.
2.
Georgia
Stand by.
Southern
You
late.
can change your
They both had the
graphics.
bats
Race
swinging
2.
pretty well.
Blancado.
Race 3 with font 1. 3 tight.
You talk
Victory
about the
with
bats. I
one.
mean, Georgia Southern had
Take
2 grand
race 4.
slams
Clean.
in game 1 against Southern Miss. One from Kate Parker,
There you go.
the other
You want
from
to make sure
Jared
you got
Brown.
pitcher and
That was a
batter. or pitcher and
13-1
runner
game.
frame. Race 4.
The
Take
offense
4.
really has
Race 2.
started to click. Multiple guys also getting involved in the
Take 2.
action. Blancado rips one right
5.
center
Give me
field.
defensive hero here. 5 defensive
A
hero.
routine
5
fly
defensive
ball
hero.
out
Zoom
number
in.
1
Zoom.
for
Race
Charleston.
5. Lose your
Catch
stand
is
ball
made
cutter.
by
Race 5.
Will
Take 5.
Bonhoeffer.
We got stuff. Lose your font. And font 1. That
It'll
insert
be
font 1.
interesting to see
Animate.
how the wind
Got a left
plays
slab
a
up
factor
5.
here. The
Oh,
flag
wait,
in dead
defense
center
lineups.
field is kind
Two
of whipping
defense,
to the
two
left
defense,
there. So
two
as you
defense.
saw Carter Charleston's
Zoom.
home run, it caught it and carried, but
Race 2.
Josh's or
all
Sam's
2
wasn't
under.
able to
Race
quite
4
get that same
clean.
carry.
You see the
4.
defensive lineup. Will
Reset,
Baumhofer
reset,
in center
reset,
field that
reset.
just made
There
that
you
play. But also keep your eye out at second base because
2 second
Brent
base. 2
Gibbs
second
has
base. 2
gotten
second
the nod.
base.
Only a
Race 2.
freshman
Take 2.
and has only
Race 4.
seen 3 games
Take 4.
worth of action
Reset
this
2,
season.
thank you.
He started in all 3
Good
of
look out.
those.
Race 2. Take 2.
Jared Brown pulls this one deep to left field. It is
Go.
gone.
To the left. Race 4.
Georgia
Take 4.
Southern
Push in here. Race 4.
quickly responding. A 2-run shot for Jared
Push
Brown.
in.
Replay on
Push
red.
in. Push. Zoom out a little, Chris. Race
And
5.
it's kind
Take
of
5.
what we just
There
said.
you
That
go.
wind is
Good
just
stuff,
whipping
Chris.
right to that left corner. And if you catch it up and hit it
Zoom
in the
in,
right
Chris.
spot, I mean,
Yeah,
that ball
zoom
looked
in.
like it
There
had a
you
lot
go.
of carry.
Where we
It
going,
caught some of
replays?
the wind waves
Red.
up there, and it just carried it.
Teal,
And that
and then
thing
red.
floated just fair, but
Zoom out a
if
little
it goes
bit.
over the
Boom.
fence, it's a home run. It doesn't matter how far it
Race
is.
tail
So
and a fake
you'll
tail.
take those 2 runs if you're Georgia
Roll
Southern.
till. Ready, red. Just all red, roll.
Oh,
don't do that next time.
I mean,
No,
that is just
no,
great
red.
contact. He
Red,
knew it
red
as soon as
4.
he hit it, too. The only question was if it was going to be fair or
Ready,
foul,
4.
and it
And a
just
fade
squeaked
out.
by that foul pole. And I mean, it
Sorry.
caught the wind and just
That
carried it. It
got
was a
it.
sky
They're
ball,
going
but he was
fast.
able to
He's
squeak it
quick
out.
Yeah, they're
And
not
the
playing.
timing
We
of
gotta
that was pretty
bio.
impeccable because just talked about the grand slams, one of them being off the bat of Jared Brown. You
you
talked
good?
about the wind pushing out to left
Ready,
field.
two.
Well, Jared Brown
Ready, 1.
used it to his
We got a
advantage
body
that
yet. Ready,
time.
1.
His
Take
3rd
1.
home
Insert
run
phone
on
1.
the season.
Ready, 4 clean.
And now it brings up the freshman
Change.
and Kent Schmidt. Talk about a
Take.
guy that stepped into this program with
take.
confidence. Schmidt
Ready, 1 with
batting
phone 1.
over
Keep it in there.
300.
Take.
The everyday first baseman. A lot of similarities to
Ready,
Noah
4 clean.
Ledford, too.
Yeah, it is striking when you look over there, and even the
4.
same number and everything. And
Clear.
obviously, first base was a
Ready,
big
take 2.
issue for this team coming into the year, and he's filled that hole well.
Off the
Follow
number,
the
the
ball,
bad
follow
man
the ball,
fields
follow the
it. Long throw over is in time
Take
for
4.
out number
5
2.
defensive
Good
hero.
play
Personal
by
through it,
Kevin
5.
Madden and a good
Personal
stretch by
through it.
Cole Mathis at first base.
Ready.
Yeah, that's a great job of charging that ball. That throw is not easy, and that was
Yeah,
a
you can do
terrific
it.
job over there by Kevin
Ready,
Madden
red,
to
effect.
charge that ball and make a
Sorry, I
good
meant to
throw
say
over there.
replay.
He makes that look a lot easier than it actually is.
Ready for it.
You see the
I just didn't know
scoop.
if he got it.
Schmidt
So I was like,
did not get good contact on that at all.
Okay.
It's called the hot corner, but you also have to be ready for some dribblers.
One, you gotta.
J.D.
One, zoom
Kaiser,
out.
the
You gotta.
man we mentioned in the open,
One, zoom out,
271 batting
zoom out.
average.
That's
3
where you need to
home runs on
be
the season.
before every
But it's
pitch.
been the
One,
timely
right there. That's
hitting
your framing.
that has raised
Now
a
you need to
lot
go
of
tight.
eyes.
Zoom in tight. We got a bio. Yeah, zoom in. Gotta
Georgia
go
Southern
quick.
fans.
Ready, 1. Take 1. Insert font 1. Ready, 4, clean.
Kaiser, a homegrown kid out of Statesboro, Georgia as well.
Ready, 4.
So he didn't
Take
have to
4.
go too far
Change it in
when
there.
he made his decision where he wanted to play.
1, you gotta zoom out before the pitch.
Kaiser
I was
fouls
off
it
you,
off.
but look, go back tight real quick. You got another grassing.
In this game,
Go
Ethan,
tight 1. Go.
This
Go
first
fast.
inning.
Go.
it's been
One
pretty
zoom out.
offensive, to say the
Zoom out.
least.
There you go. Stay right there.
It's a little bit
3,
surprising at the same time. Both of these teams
One
have
go tight.
pretty potent offenses.
One go tight.
and
Zoom.
You
Go
got some
fast.
younger
Ready,
guys
1.
on the mound.
Take
and
1. Dissolve font 1.
Ray's just been trying to find his footing a
Ready,
little
4,
bit.
clean.
So Georgia Southern's done a good job of getting Thomas, and College Charleston did the same
Take
to Ray
4.
to get
Reset
out
1.
to early leads,
Reset.
and ultimately Georgia Southern responded.
There you
But
go.
both
Just like
offenses
that
certainly
every
look
time.
comfortable.
3-1 is
Pitcher.
downstairs.
Pitcher
Kaiser
foul.
is walked.
Ready, 5.
So Hayden Thomas, that's his second batter that he's walked. And early trouble for the freshman that pitched so well just a week ago.
One
Yeah,
zoom out a
only
little bit. I
7
need to
walks
see
on
the
the year for
batter,
Hayden Thomas through 14 and 2/3.
pitcher
So
and runner
a
head
little
to
bit
toe. There you
uncommon
go,
for him
right
to
there.
come out and not have
Ready, 4.
control
Take
where he
4.
wants it. Georgia Southern did a good job of capitalizing on the first walk, and
Ready, 2.
they're hoping that they can do the same
Ready, 3.
again.
Take 3. Insert font 1.
Nice breaking
Ready,
ball.
4. Clean.
Thomas there.
Change.
John White, only a sophomore,
Take
provided
4. Ready, 2.
great defense
Clear.
behind the plate. Good pitch from Thomas.
Ready, 1. Nope. Wait till Rodney moves.
And
Take
Coach
1.
Hennon talked to us early in
5.
the
Hit him. Ready,
season,
5.
really looking
5.
for the bottom of the half,
Ready, 4.
bottom half of
Take
the
4.
lineup to step up, and they have as of late. 1-1 pitch.
Ready, 2. Take 2.
White, another dribbler, but it goes foul.
Ready, 1. Take 1.
You're seeing
Ready, 3.
the bottom 5, really, Ethan.
Take
When you
3.
look at it, they've all been able to step up and have timely hits.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a slow start in
Ready, 4.
general for this Georgia Southern offense to
Take
start the year, and the bottom 5 have just kind of picked up the slack a little bit
Ready,
slower
2.
than the top 4 have. But they're starting to come along. You're starting to see some of these
Ready,
guys
tight.
make good contact, and
Ready,
a lot of
3.
rotation
Take
in the
3.
bottom of the order too. A lot of guys just trying to earn their way into the that 7, 8, 9 spot. So a little bit of inconsistency in lineups. These guys will eventually get it going though.
I need a
2-2 pitch, misses wide. So
Yeah,
Thomas
no.
is struggling a
We're
little
not
bit to
even
find the
halfway.
strike zone. It doesn't help when Georgia Southern has a home run like Jared Brown's where they're making solid contact to add on to it. Payoff pitch.
Sunday?
Hayden Thomas hurls it in.
Was it 2 hours?
John White gets it to drop fair.
Run. Ready, 5.
Kaiser, he's heading to
Take
third
5.
base.
Ready, 4. Take
He'll
4.
easily have it. Coach Henna
Take
waves
5.
him home.
Take
Some
5.
trouble in the outfield. Kaiser to home plate. Throw is made. Tag is in time.
Whoa. They,
Johnson
Replay.
sweeps
One cover.
over
Take
and
one.
makes the tag.
2 umpires.
can
2
we get a
umpires.
replay?
2
Wow.
umpires. 2 umpires. Ready, 2.
Coach
Take 2.
Hennon gave J.D.
Seal.
Kaiser the green light, and you see
Ready,
quickly
red.
Vic Correll and the crew
Yeah.
are going to go
Yeah.
to replay. But Ethan,
Back
Go
red.
red.
some
Goal.
trouble
Also
by
said.
Reeves
Ready,
initially.
go.
Yeah, it looked like he bobbled it. That ball almost ended up in that very
Go,
back
go.
left
It's
corner,
all about
and I think he bobbled
Go
it kind
slow.
of coming up with it, but was still able to make a good throw, and the relay in was fantastic to Luke Wood, and then he makes the throw home and puts
Slow,
that
slow,
one right on the
slow.
money, and
Ready, 5.
that's going to be close. It looked like the tag may have come on that lower back from that angle.
You're not on your board.
There's certainly a chance that he's safe there.
You have to put him on there.
It just depends on when that tag is. He kind of did the Superman
we-
and dove home rather
three.
than the traditional
we look
slide.
back
And it's
at
going to
red
be a matter
again?
of when
Give me
his hand
five's
touched
angle.
the plate.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what they'll look at.
Yes,
But
go 5's
nonetheless, it's a
angle,
great
and I want
relay
it
from
really,
College
really
Charleston.
slow.
Obviously,
Can you
he's
give
found
me
himself in a
P4?
little trouble bobbling the
Right
ball,
here.
but still
Let me
got it
see.
in really well. And that's
Go
really good stuff
five,
from
keep
College
going.
Charleston firing
Go,
that
go,
ball
go,
home.
go, go,
I
go,
mean,
go,
Luke
go,
Wood
go. Keep going,
laced
keep
it
going, keep going.
to Johnson.
Go
and
slow,
the
slow.
tag had to
All
be
right, let's
quick
roll
because
red.
Kaiser head first slide. Obviously,
So,
you want to get
Hold
around
on
it.
1 second.
You got
And
red, right?
it was
Yeah,
a
red.
bang play. Vic
Ready,
Correll
anyone?
did not waste any time
anyone, you ready?
with Jack Furlong
Back.
and Craig Murr deciding to go to replay.
Roll.
Replay.
Keep it slow. Keep it
Here
slow.
is another
Keep it slow.
look. Ethan, this
Real
one might be a
slow.
little bit
Zoom out a
better.
little bit. Zoom out.
Yeah,
Zoom
it's-
out over here. Zoom out. Keep it.
It's going to be a matter of when
Slow,
that
slow.
tag gets down. It looks like his
Roll it,
lower
roll it,
back
roll it.
is
You
where it
got-
was
Slow,
on the
slow.
last
That way,
replay.
that way. Whoa, slow, slow.
But it's
There
going
you
to
go.
depend
Keep
on when
rolling.
his
Slow,
hand
slow,
touches
slow.
the plate
Keep
here, because
rolling.
he goes for the
There,
full
stop,
Superman
stop,
dive.
stop, stop. Zoom in.
First of
And
all,
Oh,
Zoom in.
and I think the tag's made
Zoom
there.
in. Yep.
Yeah.
Keep
slow,
rolling.
slow. Keep
rolling.
going, keep going,
Yeah.
keep going, keep going,
Keep going.
keep going.
it's tough to tell, but
And
from any of
stop.
those angles,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like there's anything
Right
that's
there,
going to
Chris.
change
Stop
the
right
umpire's
there.
mind there.
Yep, keep
I don't
rolling,
think
keep
anything
rolling,
there
keep
is
rolling.
really indisputable.
2
I
RSL,
would
please.
assume that this call will
And-
probably stand, but
Ready, 5.
nonetheless,
And a
great
flag
play
out of
from College of Charleston. And
Way to go,
Roll that
Coach
guys.
Hennon,
Roll
I
that
didn't really
back.
think
Roll
he'd
it
send
back.
JD.
Yeah.
He's
Roll
not
it back
exactly
right
a
there. Go.
speedster around
Ready,
the base
go.
paths, and he sent him even
And
before the
replay
ball was
again.
bobbled.
Yeah, roll, called.
Go
the
slower.
coach Hendon felt confident in JD's ability to get home.
And here's another look.
Ready, go.
The key here is
Slower,
you need
slower.
undisputable evidence
Slower.
because the
Keep
call
going.
on the
Keep
field
going.
Four zoom out.
is that Kaiser
Keep
was
going.
out.
Keep
Okay, right there,
going.
cool.
And
I
then I
don't
want you
think
to
there's enough to
keep
say
going.
safe
Ready,
by
one.
any stretch.
Keep going.
Johnson looks like he places
never
the
mind.
tag.
I was trying to get him to
hits the
stop
back of the
when he
jersey.
to see if he really on him or not.
From those angles, it certainly looks like
We
it
have any
tags
other-
him on the back there. It may not have been the full glove, but any part of that glove touches and he's going to be
There
out.
is not.
If it could be one of those little strings hanging off, and I just don't think there's really enough there to tell you that he didn't touch him, and that's what they're looking for here. You have to be sure that it did not touch him, and I don't think any of those angles will really make it worthy of an overturn. They're taking their time with this, though. They're obviously,
It's important.
it's close. I mean, it's certainly a close play, but I would be mildly surprised if this one doesn't uphold, but I am usually wrong more than I'm right about these things. So
That is fair. I am also usually wrong.
Right there,
But,
right there. Ready,
I mean, look at the top of the
Replay
first. He
again.
had the
Roll,
double
zoom in,
play
zoom
from
in,
Jared
zoom in.
Jenkins.
Stop.
And this one could really save things
there
for
you
College
go.
Charleston.
Roll
This
back.
is a great look.
No tag, he's
you
safe.
can't
I
see the
think.
plate here, but you can see the tag is certainly made.
Can we go backwards? Go back.
Yeah, roll it back, roll
Go
it back.
back, go
Keep it
back,
slow.
go back.
It's a little tricky
Go
to be
back,
able to
go
tell
back.
where the plate
Roll it
is, but
forward.
And then
you
go
can
forward.
maybe kind of watch this
Roll it
one and then
forward,
watch the other
yeah,
one and
slow,
see
slow.
where that
And
tag is applied.
stop
And
there.
then it does look like his glove may have gone over the top
And a fake out the
of
foul.
JD's back.
Right.
I don't
Sounds good.
disagree with you.
Give me three
I mean,
examples. We haven't
again,
seen
the
three.
key here
Then they're
is
having
you
issues
need
with
Trying to see it.
undisputable
Gracie, are they having
evidence.
issues with
And
the screen?
I mean, you know it in
Yes, they're having
replays.
issues
That's
with the
always the
screen.
big
Okay.
thing. Because
They're having
from that
issues
angle,
with
it
the
looks like he
screen
might
trying
be
to do
safe,
the replay.
but
The umps are.
Let's go red first.
it is for sure a tough call to make.
Red. Ready, red, and a fake
JD
red.
seemed pretty adamant, though,
Another-
as soon
another
as
one.
that was, that
Set your
as soon
ending
as it
one
was
up while
called,
you're
that
in
he
here.
was
Go a little bit
safe.
slower.
Which, of course, he's not going to argue that
And I
he's
want
not
you to-
safe, but he was certainly adamant, and
Keep going a little
that's
bit
probably
forward.
the best angle
Go
you're going
forward,
to
go
get there.
forward,
It-
and
that
stop.
glove,
Roll it back,
Go
roll
back,
it back, roll
go
it back.
back.
Zoom in. Give me
it
zoom
certainly
in.
touches.
Give me zoom in. Yeah, right there. Roll it
And slow.
But I think
And-
it originally
his hand
goes
from the base,
high
he's
and
not
floats
tagged.
over his
Keep
back,
rolling it.
and then he
We see-
slides.
Can we
into
scoot it this
Ready,
way?
four.
Ooh.
And a fade out of four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's straight. Yeah,
Take
he's
two.
good.
Take two.
And he's safe.
Ready, five, take five.
So the call on the
Take three.
field
Take
has
three.
been overturned. JD Kaiser is safe at home plate.
first.
Initially, when we looked at it,
One
we
down,
thought he
one
was
down,
out,
very one.
but we got the closer
Take
look, and it missed until the very end.
Yeah, that kind of
Take five,
overhead
take five.
look, you couldn't really get the right depth perception to be able to tell if the glove made
That was good.
contact
Good
with
job,
him, but
guys.
that view down
Good
the
job,
first
guys.
baseline showed you all you
Good job,
needed to
replay.
see.
Good job.
Georgia
There you
Southern
go.
stays alive in the bottom of the first, and they also add to the tally. It's 3-1 in favor of the Eagles.
He was on
A huge
second.
momentum shift.
Double. Okay, yeah.
Brings
double.
up Jonathan Jamie. Jamie
Ooh, way to go, replays.
batting over 300,
That's really
310 to be exact. Only a sophomore. Now, we talk about
No, you're
some
good.
of
You
the
did good. That was
positions
good.
that Coach
We were-
Hendon has switched
we were
around.
able to
Left
show the
field has
angle.
probably been the most consistent
That's what
switch
matters.
as Jamie rips it
Watch the
straight
run coming here,
into
Ray
center
five.
field, and it
Watch
drops.
the.
Take five.
We're going to have another
Take four.
run scored, and
Take
Sean
four.
White, he touches the plate.
Zoom in,
Georgia
zoom in,
Southern
zoom in.
extends their lead to 3. And Jonathan Jamie with
Replay
an
on
RBI
that
double.
homer.
And that's
Oh, well,
exactly
not
why
homer,
Coach
but-
Hendon has put him in the lineup. He's finding a
Goal.
spot for him in the
Ready,
field,
goal.
and right now it's just left field that they need some help at. So that's where Jonathan Jamie finds himself. But his bat has just been so good this year. He's really carved out a role kind of out of nowhere. Started last year seeing some playing time, and he's done a good job of finding himself a good spot in his batting lineup, and he's certainly capitalized on it. And again, that's another run that you kind of avoid these walks. If you're Hayden Thomas, you can maybe get out of this a little bit sooner, and Georgia Southern's capitalized on some
So
of
we don't
those.
have. So we don't have Teal right now.
Just 50-50 pitches that haven't gone Thomas's way that have
Yes.
resulted
We
in
can
some
hit it,
walks.
no, but he
It is
doesn't have
not
your
the
buttons on
start
left now.
the head
Okay,
coach
yeah.
Chad Holbrook had envisioned. It's also obviously not the start that Hayden Thomas had envisioned for himself on the mound, coming off such a great performance last week.
Wait, so James.
But
so
Georgia
we don't
Southern,
have
I mean,
Teal
they've
and
shown
goal.
you
I
they're
just don't
not
want to tell you
afraid
the
to be
wrong thing.
aggressive in the box.
But it has to be
There's
the
been a
first
lot
one.
of talk too.
The
even
first
for the
ankle.
seconds. You see
Okay.
some action in the
Are we
bullpen.
gonna
Okay.
touch it now?
Of Georgia Southern being a small ball team. They want to grind out their runs. They're going to move the runner over, drop bunts, try and walk as much as you can. But what we've seen as of late has been big hits. It's been the doubles. It's been the moonshots. And you're seeing that
Go
even
back to the
today.
mound.
Yeah, the power has certainly
The
come
ump is
alive in
talking
this
to
last
him.
week or two. We weren't sure if this Eagles lineup really had it coming into,
Let
you
loose.
know, maybe a week or two ago, and they've certainly started to find their stroke when it comes to hitting the ball over the fence. And that's another bonus. This Georgia Southern team has speed all over the place, and having that kind of speed allows you to maybe stretch some of these singles into doubles, or in that scenario, that's a clear gapper that's going to get you two. But having that speed allows you to be a little more, you know, test the waters a little bit more when you're on the base paths.
Well, we have a new man on the mound. He'll step in and we'll step aside. We'll be back after the break on ESPN Plus.
3, 2, 1, and
go local roll.
all right. Jesus. All right, we'll come back in with new pitcher, Slab, left Slab coming in. We'll come in with a pitcher, the Slab coming in for new one.
They can see on program feed, but they have their own official listing.
Jeez Louise, that was a good one. I need that whole recorded. We need to put side by side of the program we're doing. You had your hand up and I had my eyes like slower, 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 slower.
30 back, 2 and 5.
30 back.
Can somebody on graphics iris up 4, please, and 5? 4 and 5, please. 2 iris up real quick. 15 back to 2. 15 back to 2.
Oh,
There you go,
15.
2. Yep,
Jesus.
2.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Do we have a bio?
3, 2, 1.
And go.
Cue talent.
Copy. And
It's
where's
Drake
bio
Thames,
at?
Left slab.
senior out of
Channel
Sumter,
2.
South
Insert bio.
Carolina, that steps onto the hill.
Yeah, there you
And Ethan, he's stepping into
then we
some
got left
murky
slab.
water because Hayden Thomas just
And
could not find any
ahead
rhythm
and give
with
your
Georgia
slab
Southern
and
being
one.
aggressive in the box.
5
Yeah,
left
this is
side
big
training.
time damage control here for Thames. You're just trying to get that one out and get out of the inning, because obviously if you're College of Charleston, you're also going with a bullpen game, so you would have liked to have gotten a little bit more out of your opener, but such is the game, and you got to adapt, and you got to figure out what the next move is. And I mean, Thames with 3 1/3 on the year, and he's got those 4 strikeouts. I'm sure that's what the College of Charleston coaching staff is looking for. You just have to escape this inning and not give up another run if you're Thames.
I mean, obviously you only need one more out, but how about J.D. Kaiser? I mean, it seems like unintentionally we're setting everything up, because we talk about the power of Kaiser and the way he's had timely hits. Well, you also got to see him hit a Superman slide at home plate. Not something you're as accustomed to seeing from the man behind the plate, J.D. Kaiser.
Take
But
left slab out.
nonetheless, Coach Hennon not afraid to be aggressive with whoever is on the base pads, and Drake
Take
Thames has his work cut out for him.
Center at 5.
In the box is Jared Jenkins. Now, Jenkins has not seen much playtime this season. He started 8 games, but it's typically Luke Godden and Josh Tate in the middle infield. Josh Tate's playing center field. Because of that, you see Jenkins slotted into the middle infield
It's fixed now.
and gets an opportunity to step up and showcase his talent.
All good.
Jenkins, .259 batting average.
This is only the bottom of the first.
1-0. Jenkins fouls it off into the Charleston dugout.
Yeah, this is literally how it is.
Jared's been a bit of a utility guy for this team
My
a little bit as
first
well. When
change
Jared
ever,
Brown went out a weekend or two ago, he was able to fill in and get some good reps
producing
in at
was
third base.
that
So
fight
he's
for
kind of been
women's
an
basketball.
everyday utility guy for them. That they plug and play
I
with
was
a
in here
little
like,
He's also stayed the course at Georgia Southern. I mean, he's seen some pretty talented shortstops ahead of him. You talk about Blake Evans last season.
yeah, I was not expecting
I mean, he had an incredible year, batting over 300.
Slow.
Jenkins in the Arrow transfer portal decided to stick it out, and
he says he's going
getting
to
his
use the
number called
restroom
here
soon,
today.
so he'll know I need to
2-2
come in
count
here.
from Thames. Jenkins stares it
When they go
inside,
on
but a
commercial.
friendly strike zone from Vic Correll.
Oh, and
and
we're 3 out.
Thames gets
So,
the punch out.
Ready, 1.
But Georgia Southern, a
Go out
4-1
in 5.
lead. Jared Brown, a 2-run moonshot, and J.D. Kaiser, Superman slide. Eagles have a 3-run lead.
And 1.
3, 2, 1, and go roll.
Way to go, David.
Go to the bathroom.
Go ahead, go.
International, you can choose from 11 different
Yep,
airlines,
we'll count it out.
including Southwest
Got it.
Airlines,
What are we
Breeze
doing?
Airways, and
Coming back.
Avello
Okay, can we breathe for a second? Okay, away coach ID.
4, give me a away coach, please. Away coach.
Away coach ID.
Dug
That's
out.
what we got.
Dug out.
gives you more choices
We got
for a travel plan
cool.
that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton
Right there
Head
for us.
International, the
Diane?
official airport of Georgia
Give me a
Southern.
without
Visit flysab.com.
New pitcher? New pitcher.
We still gonna wait coach here?
Let's go new pitcher first, and then we'll do away coach after the first out.
4, forget the coach.
We're going to do
2,
away
5
pitcher.
Just a nice,
So it'll be
solid time. If you're in
37.
arm's length, you will be swapping
We'll come back on 6.
You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets.
All right, new
so
pitcher.
he
We're
can
going to
focus
come
on
back
what he
with
does
left
best.
slab framing,
Smack
and we're
it
going to do
hard.
that.
Bio and bug, slab and font 1.
Then possibly after the first out, we'll do away ID.
And take 6. Take 6. Take 6.
And Q talent.
Sorry, I forgot that nobody was
We already
over
saw Charleston bring
It's
in
all
Drake
bug in.
Thames. Georgia Southern is also bringing in a new pitcher on the mound. It's Cameron O'Lou out of
forgot he was right
Sefner,
there.
Florida,
there.
excuse
2,
me, a
go ahead and get our
senior.
graphic in,
Javon
please.
Ray gets one
Left
inning
slab.
work,
Thank
only
you.
giving
Race
up
2.
1 run. But for
And
O'Lou,
cross.
you have a 3-run cushion,
You're
a little bit
good.
more to
Arch.
work with.
So after the
Absolutely. I
first
think Coach
out,
Shannon's going to be looking for Lou to maybe
we'll
give him
do
2 or
away
3
coach
here
ID.
because I wouldn't think that the
After
initial
first
plan
out,
for
away coach
Ray
ID.
was for him to go 1, but the pitch count kind of caught up to him a little bit, and they've had to adjust. Maybe go to the bullpen a little bit earlier than
Arch
they have
and
planned.
goal.
If you're
Running
coaching,
out.
you're maybe looking to see 2 or 3 innings here. Just a guy that can come in and get you some outs,
34.
especially with
Look
the
at her.
3-run
Look
lead.
at her.
Come out a little bit.
The message is just throw strikes. Make this team put the ball in play. Don't give free passes, anything like that. You want to make these college Charleston hitters work for these runs. You just got to come in and throw strikes and try and get some outs.
Race 4 dissolve.
Well, we know Charleston is not
Animate.
afraid
Bug.
because you try and throw them
Bug it.
strikes, they're going to be aggressive. Starts with Luke Wood. First pitch strike from O'Lou.
Chris, that's not our coach.
Cameron O'Lou.
4, after this
mean,
out,
as a
I'm going to need
junior-
a away coach.
He had a team
Three
low
tight.
ERA,
Rate 3.
1.02.
Take 3.
16
No
appearances
phone.
throughout
Take
the
4.
series.
No phone.
Season,
Take
excuse
4.
me. Had 2
Okay,
starts.
okay.
That was late in the year.
Let me know when y'all have it. Just put it in.
1-1 the count.
Yeah, still trying to find his footing this year a little bit. ERA sitting at about a 7.5, so just trying to carve out a role still early in the season
tight.
and figure out what works
Rate
best for
3.
him. And Coach
Take
Henning's
3.
trying to
Inside
figure out the
foul
same
1.
thing as well. So just trying to
Rate
figure out how to
14,
use him
change.
and continue to, piggyback off the season he had last year.
3-1 count for
Take
O'Lou.
4.
Luke Wood, a senior,
Rate 2.
250 batting average. Pops it straight into
Rate
the
2, take
air.
2.
Kent Schmidt and Sean White
Gotta do better than that. Rate 5,
look
take
on
off.
as he drops into the student section. There you go. A fan gets a lucky foul ball.
Rate 4. Take 4.
Look at the way his foot is, the way he pitches, like swings so
He didn't bring
fast.
glove.
Take 2.
Wood, straight shot,
Uh-oh.
deep center field. Tate tracking under it, makes the
Rate
grab.
5. Take 5.
Took a tumble afterwards, but he holds on.
Yeah.
Josh Tate
I know that light.
That's
has
is-
not
good.
seen much action in
Rate
center
4.
field this
Replay.
season, but he's shown you he can do it.
Sure, yeah, let's go replay.
Who's got it?
And we mentioned it a few times too. Josh Tate,
That's not
not
what
naturally a
happened.
center fielder, and you'll naturally become a center fielder
Right.
pretty quick if you keep having to make those plays. Great job by Josh, feeling out where the wall is
reset,
and
four reset,
making sure
four
to bring that
reset,
in before he
okay.
made contact.
I mean,
Okay,
it
got
was
before.
shot off the bat of Wood. It was,
So like in that case, he had
There was no
time
short
swing, but
swing.
Nobody had to catch.
but Tate tracking
was-
under
He
it,
said-
absorbing
he
the
said-
contact
oh.
from the wall.
Oh, you're looking at 5?
Start
Oh,
with that
okay.
one.
And that
Luke.
turn 3 plays. The side swing doesn't matter.
No, I didn't want the side swing.
Yeah, so that's what he had. And that's why I couldn't go to it.
Dylan Johnson,
Rate 2, take 2.
loopy hit, and it drops into left field.
Yeah, no, I didn't want the
Jamie will
swing.
love
I
it,
So
wanted
that's why I
the.
didn't go anywhere.
Oh,
Stand-up
okay.
single
No, that's
for
fine.
Dylan
If you
Johnson.
can't do it, just let me know.
Charleston
Like,
has
just
a
say
runner.
no. That's straight.
That was another common theme for
Yeah.
them last week as well. This team is just
Yeah,
so
that's-
good in the
yeah.
box that they get a lot of those
First out, after
excuse me
first out.
swings, just kind of check swings, and
It's
they're
already
good at
happened.
finding spots on the field where Georgia Southern isn't.
I got-
A lot of bloop
I
hits,
gotta be
a lot just
prepared
placing
for
the
it,
ball.
so I
I mean,
gotta tell
that's
you, report
pinpoint
take
right
four.
there. A lot down the
You'll have to
line,
go
those kind of
right
things.
after the out.
Olu likes to work quick on the
3-1.
mound. I mean, in the era of a pitch clock,
Yeah, it was supposed to be after the first
that one
out.
does not matter for Olu. He's gonna
Right,
go to
yeah, I
work
didn't notice
quickly
that it
no
was
matter
the
what.
out happened, and I was like,
Brent
okay.
Gibbs in
Because I
the
thought he
box,
had
only a
it, so that's why I was
freshman.
like, okay, we just do that one and do it after the second out.
A big swing and a miss. White
That's why I
One
said
tie.
you.
groups.
But I definitely understand what you're saying.
Ready
Gibbs.
1, take 1, insert count 1.
Attended Spring
So
Valley High
after
School.
this out, we can.
Ready 4, clean, change,
2023 North-South Select All-Star Game participant.
take 4.
And he's
So
done some
4,
good
after
things
this out,
in a
I
small
need you to go
sample
get
size
Coach ID
of his
really
season
quick.
so
Alright,
far.
Coach ID in font 1.
Gibbs almost got hit, and he did.
4 batter.
He tried to get out of the way, and the ball still found him. So Cameron Olu giving up a single to Dylan
Two
Johnson.
pitcher. Two pitcher.
And now
two
a
pitcher.
hit
Right
by
two.
pitch
Pitcher.
to Brent
Let me
Gibbs.
see something.
Ethan,
Right
we know things can be
reset.
hairy
After out
in a
four.
second.
After out.
And College of Charleston,
I need you
tying
to be
run
ready
at the
for
plate.
game
Yeah, and this is
until
a good
that
College
one
of
time.
Charleston
Right
team
four.
that'll punish you
Very
for
good.
those kind of
Right four.
mistakes.
Take
0-2 count, and the
Zoom out a little
fastball gets
bit.
in and
Show
kind of
row,
grazes them
slow,
on the
slow,
toes.
slow. There you go.
And that's just not what you want to do,
Right
is
two.
issue those kind of free passes to a team
Strike,
that's so
one,
good in the
tight,
plate like College
one
of
tight,
Charleston
one
is.
tight.
Not
Ready,
to
one with
mention,
front one.
it's Will Baumhofer
Take four.
who
Take
steps
one.
into the box. I didn't even
Take
have
four,
time to be able to group myself together and call that home run
Take four.
because
Lose it.
he got to
Hey,
work
Coach ID
quick.
in font one, please.
It's a nice second strike
One, can you
from
Irish
Cameron
up, please?
O'Lou.
Irish up
Baumhofer,
one, Irish up.
he had a
Green out.
breakout season last year.
There you go,
41 games, 39
good.
starts, 291 average, 21 RBIs. Coach Holbrook
Three,
loves what he sees. Baumhofer fouls it off.
One after this out, can you be ready to get the coach?
A lot of
two,
good
and straight
teams
behind that
have a good
batter.
leadoff man.
One.
And you got
Straight behind
Josh
that
Tate for
batter.
Georgia
After the out,
Southern,
be ready to
Will
get
Baumhofer
coach.
for the
Quick.
Cougars.
Four
In
after
terms
out.
of
two,
leadoff, man, you're
quick.
definitely seeing some of the best.
So after the out, we'll
That's
go
for
four
sure.
with front
0-2
one.
from O'Lou.
Here we go into
Got
it.
him
Four, get in.
swinging.
Okay, I'm alone. I'm on you. Can
Baumhofer
you transition
frustrated
for it?
after that one.
Ready, five,
And
five.
2 outs
Four,
for
go, go,
Georgia
go, go,
Southern.
go, go, go.
O'Lou
Go, go,
looking to get
four
out the
front one.
jam.
I need it in.
And that's exactly
I
what
said
the
put it
Georgia
in.
Southern pitchers
Four.
did with Baumhofer
Go.
last week
Go.
as well. We're able to get a lot of swing and miss stuff
Oh,
from
wait,
him on those
Coach,
off
I
speeds that
need-
kind
Coach.
of tail away.
Head coach
Five,
Chad
pitch.
Holbrook
Three,
in the
five.
7th season
Five without. Take.
with the College
Four,
of
reset,
Charleston.
reset,
You
reset.
see
Reset, reset.
398 wins.
One, I need you to go get that
Seen
away
his
coach.
fair share of
there.
baseball.
I told you, after the out, go away coach.
Trotter
We're good,
Harlan
though.
up to bat.
We need a tight outfield.
0-1. Harlan
Three tight.
watches outside.
Three tight. Ready three. Take three.
A lot of
Inside
wins
front
between
one.
the two coaches
Great
in the
four
dugout
clean.
tonight.
Yeah, that is for sure. A lot
Take
of
four.
baseball has been seen by Coach Hennon and Coach
Three, two.
Holbrook. 1-1.
Take two.
Harlan, dribbler.
Five pitcher. Three five. Take
Cameron
five.
O'Lou, he's been able to get ahead in these
Two
counts
in
so
that case,
far.
don't zoom out until I cut off and you just stick
That's a
with
big key,
infielder.
especially with the batters of the Cougars.
Three one.
Yeah, absolutely. We've
Take one.
mentioned it what feels like
Take
100
four.
times already. Just the patience and
Take
the
four.
discipline from this team is unbelievable. You have
Take
to
two.
get ahead and count.
What'd you say?
Do y'all have rain
O'Lou
jackets on?
just misses.
Or
He was trying to paint the
you might need
corners.
to go get them. Or, I don't
Good
know.
eye by Trotter Harlan.
Yeah, I think Alou thought he had strike three there.
Gibbs on first, Johnson on
Right there.
second. O'Lou hurls, and a big
Pitcher out
swing and a
here,
miss from
pitcher out.
Harlan.
Yep.
Didn't even have
Right three.
time to catch up to the fastball.
Going out.
Georgia Southern still with a
Five.
3-1 lead, and
Ready,
Cameron
four.
O'Lou getting out of the
Generic.
jam.
Three,
Two.
2, 1.
Ready blue and
Go commercial.
go blue roll.
PCOM South Georgia's commitment to diversity,
I know.
equity, and inclusion.
All right, we're going
has
to come
always
back
been at
in
the
with home
forefront
coach
of our
ID.
efforts. We are committed to
Takes it
training the next
offline.
generation of healthcare professionals in whole person health, giving them the skills and experience needed to improve the lives of their patients and serve the medical needs of diverse
Home
communities.
coach ID, yeah.
Join us as we embrace
Home coach
change
ID
Five
coming
seconds,
back.
home coach,
and
good
make
old
a
Rodney,
peaceful future
please.
in healthcare, right here in South Georgia.
Good
Visit
old Rodney.
PCOM.edu.
There you go, five.
30.
Can I go ahead and get that graphic in font one, please? Five with font one. Can you give me a matchup fight to it? We're gonna rejoin.
15.
Rejoin. 15 back. Come back to five. Got a lower third up. 9, 8,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and rejoin. Look at that.
Cue talent.
Head coach Rodney Hennon in his 25th season with Georgia Southern had an incredible 2022 campaign hosting an NCAA regional, and this team has seen plenty of success behind head coach Rodney Hennon.
Yeah, Coach Hennon's been in the business for a long time. Obviously, his 25th year here at Georgia Southern, but guy just has won pretty much everywhere he's been. He obviously started at Western Carolina and has found his way to Georgia Southern and has really settled in here. And you know, he's slowly creeping towards that 1,000 wins or that 1,000th win. And just a proven winner. He's a great guy. He's beloved around here, and this Georgia Southern program has really soared with him at the helm.
You want to talk about being blessed with head coaches. I mean, Georgia Southern, you have
Wait,
Jack
coach.
Stallings, who's the head baseball coach, he gives you 24 years with the program. That's big shoes to fill. Coach Henry does not blink when he steps into Statesboro. Plenty of success, and the guys love him.
Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out.
There you see it. I mean, Jack Stallings,
There you go.
so much.
5, go
And
back.
you see the rain has started to pour here in Statesboro.
Talk about it a little bit more.
Rate 4.
I mean, Jack Stallings, you see Todd Green
Oh, well, never mind.
right next to him. It's a rich
5
baseball
and 4 or
culture
5,
here
y'all
at
have
Georgia
range
Southern,
jackets and
and
right?
Coach Hennon,
Cool.
another big part of that.
You can go to NC recently.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got to be somewhat of a big deal to have the field named after you, as Jack Stallings does here. I mean, just an absolute legend around these parts. Really have built this baseball program into something that's, I mean, at this point it's pretty nationwide, especially with hosting the regional 2 years ago. This is a well-known program, and they've got some deep roots.
And Georgia Southern
Rate 5.
wanting to bounce back after last season because you see,
Chris,
I mean,
Chris,
all
you're
the
live.
NCAA
Take
regionals,
forward.
2022, such a big
got a
year, not
program.
only for them, but the fans and everybody in Statesboro. So much excitement, but you had to dip in 2023 where you didn't see the same success. Obviously this year, a lot of people, obviously the players and coaches too, want to turn this thing around.
Yeah, it's obviously pretty difficult to follow up hosting a regional, especially as what would be considered not one of the powerhouses in the college baseball world. Hosting a regional is an extremely big deal for not only Georgia Southern, but the Sun Belt as a whole, which has done it a few times with a couple teams. But just a really big deal, really tough to follow up that kind of act. And obviously last year it didn't go the way you wanted to, but this team's starting to kind of piece some things together to try and get back to that point. Whether it be this year or next.
Yeah, I mean, mentioning piecing things together, Drake Thames gets a strikeout,
Insert font 1.
and Thames, we'll see how long he goes, but Hayden Thomas really struggled on the hill.
Yes, if you're going to shoot just
Tate,
like that, Gracie, just shoot
He was
the
walked
pitcher.
in the first inning.
But theoretically right now, you should be having your camera pointed towards second and third base.
My lower
So
back.
to your left more, towards the base.
Thames 2-0. Tate,
Yeah.
chopper to third base, goes foul.
5 pitcher, rate 3.
Oh, God.
Take 3.
But he
Rate 5.
had tonight.
Take 5. So 1, hand to your left.
Ooh.
One
Hand to
of
your
many
left, hand to your left,
mustache
hand to your
men in
left,
this
hand to your
lineup.
left. Keep
That
going,
also,
keep going
if I
left
may
one.
add.
Keep going,
That
keep
is
going, keep
very
going.
true. I mean, you
Keep
have,
going, all the way to the left.
you look at
Let
the
me see
top
third
three,
base.
Tate,
Keep going,
Blancato,
one. Keep
and
going.
Brown. You're right.
Keep going, 1, rate 4, take 4.
2-1.
1,
Outside.
The third baseman. Keep going
The
to
question
the left.
is,
Zoom out.
Who
Zoom out.
has the
Player.
best
Zoom out.
mustache?
Keep going
I
1
don't
to
think
your
you
left.
can say really.
To your left,
I
right
think
there.
it's 3
right there.
really good
That's how you need to
mustaches.
be. If
There
the
you
ball
go.
is hit to that
I
side,
couldn't
you
pull
zoom
it
in and
off,
follow the
but
ball.
respect to
Right
them.
there.
3-1, straight down the
Okay,
pipe.
Gracie? So if the ball comes to those 2 players right there, you zoom in and follow the ball from there. You're good. 3-2.
Payoff pitch. Tate,
Take
little kick of the back foot, throw over from Madden, not in time. Tate, he's going to go to second base, and he's going to reach. Mathis could not corral the throw from Madden. And Josh Tate,
Go ahead.
I mean, he finds a way on base no matter what.
Replay.
That's what you want from your leadoff man too, just putting the ball in play. Not a good pitch to hit, but with his speed, if he can just put the ball in play, you can make some things happen. We mentioned it earlier, it's that Jesse Sherrill he's got in him. It's very similar, both those guys, but especially, I mean, speaking on Josh Tate this year, just put the ball in play and he can make things happen. And even taking second base, just that speed is just, it's so useful. Just putting the ball in play and making things happen.
Tate dropped it on the carpet and let his feet do the rest.
One tight. Ready, 1.
So here's the second man with a mustache in the batting order, Sam Blancato. Blancato flew out to center field his first time up. Blancato swings and misses. Blancato, 19 walks on the year. The batting average, maybe not as high as some people wanted to see, but he's still getting on base at a high clip. The 1-1, Blancato watches.
And he's kind of the walking proof if the batting average doesn't quite summarize someone's season. Almost leading the team in on-base percentage, only behind Kent Schmidt, who's .01 points ahead of him, so practically tied.
Wow, Blancato almost got hit. So Thames, he got the strikeout on Cade Parker to start this inning, but
Say that one more time.
Tate reaches.
Yeah, so you
Blancato ahead 3-1. Blancato check swing,
Yeah, so like
strike number 2.
You can zoom in, but before the pitch
I think the umpire signaled it as well. He got a little piece of that on his check swing there.
I'm not sure how, but he did.
Tilt down a little bit.
3-2 pitch. Thames hurls. Blancato swings and drops just past the glove of Gibbs. Tate round in the third base bag. He heads to home and slides in. When it rains, it pours, and Georgia Southern is pouring on the runs right now. 5-1, Eagles lead.
That's a terrific job if you're Sam Blancato too, staying alive in that AB. That fastball was a little bit inside, but again, like we said with Josh Tate, just put the ball in play and he's able to find the gaps there. Not an easy pitch to hit, but just making contact, and that's what you expect if you're Coach Hennon from these 1-2 hitters, especially the veterans on your team. Just make things happen. Put the ball in play and see what happens, and that time he was able to find a gap and get a run home.
One zoom out, head to toe pitcher. Ready, 5, take 5.
Blancato goes, heading to second. Throw over, not in time. So Blancato.
Could we get...
Ready, red? And a fed red?
That's another steal to his tally this season.
Can we try and look at if you see a difference
Terrific
in
job backing up by
from
Luke
the
Wood
last
as well.
game?
If this ball skips away from him, Sammy may be going
Can you see
third, but he
stats
does a
from
great
the
job of
last
backing up
game?
and scooping that one out, saving College Charleston a
Yeah,
little
and
bit more
see
trouble.
what, how was the
Thames
stats
is
from the first
outside.
2 innings?
You know, Ethan, you talk
For the
about
top of the
these
third.
pitchers not doing too much sometimes.
See if there's
Coach
anything
Hennon told us
different.
that
Maybe one
at the
team's more
beginning of
up
the
in
season. He
percentage
said,
or
look,
something, anything like
we don't
that.
have to try and be somebody we're not. We just got to do the little things
It's
well.
5-1,
And
and I know
you
last
see,
time.
sometimes things
Wasn't
don't
like
always
this.
click right away. But for Coach Hennon, this team, a lot of new additions as well. And people don't talk about that as much. They're clicking, and you can tell the chemistry has gotten there as the 2-1s fouled off.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for just kind of playing the small ball, like we mentioned earlier, not going for power swings, but just stringing together, you know, 3-4 hits in a row or 4-5 in an inning and just slowly, methodically getting runs across. And we saw College of Charleston do that last Tuesday. That's how they took down the Eagles, and you're kind of seeing the flip side of it here for Georgia Southern.
2-2. Brown is a hanging curveball, chopper, and it got past the glove of Wood. Well, initially, it looked like he'd be able to field it, but, I mean, that is a tough play to make deep in the infield. And Jared Brown now reaches. We'll see how they score it.
Again, you just put the ball in play and things happen.
Right on cue.
And it's a little weird, too, because you saw College of Charleston do exactly this last week. It's like you're seeing the inverse of the game. College of Charleston was able to do what Georgia Southern is doing now and just putting the ball in play, and things can happen. And on the flip side, that's a tremendous job by Luke Wood again. Two plays in a row, he was able to kind of make a stop with the save or the backing up of that throw over to second, and then keeping that ball in his glove, stopping Blancato from advancing to third. Those small things can make a big difference, but there's a huge difference between one out with a runner on second and third. Blancato can no longer score on a sac fly, you know. So these small things really add up, and that's why this College of Charleston team has been so good this year, because they do those kind of things right, and you see it there from Luke Wood on back-to-back plays.
Now, on the defensive end, you saw the mound visit for Thames. Peyton Nielsen in the bullpen. What is the approach? Because it just seems like they can't get anything going on the defensive end, and now you got to face Kent Schmidt.
I mean, if you're Thames, you're probably a little frustrated, to be honest, because you feel like you've induced some really weak or just kind of choppers that have all found their way to the hole. So I think if you're Thames, you're kind of sticking with what you're doing, because one's eventually bound to end up in the hand of a defender rather than getting through. So I don't think you can be too upset if you're Thames. You haven't pitched bad. Just a couple of these balls have kind of found some gaps. You're like, what? And there's not much you can do about that. Just shrug your shoulders and move on to the next one.
No, that's a great point.
There you go.
1-1. Thames hurls. Schmidt misses. Steal from Blancato. What a throw from Johnson. Madden got the tag across, and Blancato in disbelief.
Yeah, zoom in. Zoom in one.
I think that may have been a hit and run, because Kent Schmidt did not swing at a very good pitch there, and Blancato was
see if he's
gone.
safe
I
on
think
third.
the goal was to put that ball in play, and Kent Schmidt just couldn't quite get out there. It looked like that ball was way off the plate, and that's a tremendous job of throwing over third by the catcher Dylan Johnson, and a good tag.
Right there, start right there.
Well. That's really good from College of Charleston. And Georgia Southern just kind of tried to call their shot there, and it didn't work out.
Slower. Keep going.
Does Blancato do the Superman?
Okay.
Like Kaiser?
Keep going.
Yes, he does.
Keep going. Penny left, a little bit. Penny left, penny left.
Oh,
down.
you gotta love it.
Down. Down.
Yeah,
Brian,
it
down.
looks like that tag is down. In real time, it looked like it wasn't particularly close, and on replay and slowing it down, it looks like he still beats him, or the tag still beats him.
Roll it back.
So DV
Roll it back.
Sport
Ready
is staying
four, fade out
busy.
of four.
Another
Fade out of four.
review. Call on the field is that Blancado's out, and he is. So this one a bit quicker than the last one.
Ready 5, take 5. Ready 5, take 5.
The only question there was the tag may have been kind of in that underarm on the chest area, and maybe he was able to get his hand in, but I don't think there was enough to overturn it, and I think he got the tag down anyways.
His ring came out of nowhere.
So what was likely a hit and run situation, Schmidt pulled back, and Blancado thrown out at third. Schmidt, a chopper to Gibbs. Gibbs flips it over to Wood, and that does it for the second inning.
Right.
Georgia Southern adds one more run to the tally. It's 5-1. Eagles over Cougars.
4, 3,
Take 1.
2, 1.
And go roll. So 1, in between pitches. Yeah, 5, keep that there.
All right, we're going to come back with conference standing, guys. That's going to be a full screen.
In between pitches, Gracie,
Conference
you
standing.
can zoom in, but if I don't cut to you, you got to zoom out before the pitch. So look outside your lens and see if there's on the pitch.
Conference standing. That's what we're coming back with. And we got 30 coming back.
Yeah, we'll come back on 5.
We'll start with away team. We're gonna go away team conference standings, and then we'll go home conference standings.
We'll animate. So it's in font 1, right?
10,
coming back to 5.
9,
It is in
8,
font 1, right?
7, 6,
5
5,
is font 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cut, go.
Cue talent.
5 your life.
You see the rain has started to
And
fall
graphic
in
in.
Animate your graphic.
Statesboro, and likely part of the reason we've seen some weak
5 you're
contact for the CAA. College of Charleston,
come all the way
not the
wide.
start they wanted.
All the way
Even
wide,
we
4.
talked about it in the Open against NC,
We'll
A&C.
stay there,
Only
5.
getting one win
Just keep 5
out of that
underneath for now.
series. And you see the top in Monmouth and UNC
We'll wipe
Wilmington.
out of this.
Two programs that are no joke.
Charleston white.
Yeah, and then you look
Could
on the
you
right
test your
side as
white?
well, right above Charleston,
Okay.
Campbell, the
switch.
Camels who
Yep.
we had
And
come to
white to 5.
Statesboro a couple weeks
Home
back.
standings.
It's a terrific conference if you're the CAA.
Oh,
Oh, we're going
For
home?
Georgia Southern
yeah.
in
Is
the
it-
Sun Belt
Zoomers.
Conference.
You only have time for 1.
Few teams
Oh.
in the top.
Grade 4?
They were able to
thought
take
we were
one of
only
the top
doing
teams
one
down
instead
in
of
Southern
Grade 4,
Miss
take
last
4.
Yeah, I
weekend,
said away and then home
getting
after.
the series win.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It was a rubber
Well,
match
stay-
on
y'all
Sunday
be
where
careful
Ty
about
Fisher
animating over, you're still on. You're good.
threw a complete game,
Animate
all
mode.
9 innings of work.
We could just come back in with the
Lou
home one.
misses
That's
upstairs.
what I thought we were doing. Sorry.
It's okay.
Ray only
Animate
dealing
bug.
with
Remember
one
last
inning.
time we just did like underneath or
Lou
something
now
like
in his
that.
second inning of work.
Yeah,
I just didn't know.
not
Cole
straight.
Mathis is the leadoff man.
I probably didn't say it loud enough.
Mathis batting 500 as the leadoff
Yeah,
batter.
too. Yeah.
2-1, Mathis.
It's all good. I need
High
something to
fly
fill that place
ball,
anyway.
Tate tracking under it.
5's defensive
He
hero.
makes the
5,
squeeze
Ray
for out
5.
number 1.
Uh-huh.
Take 5.
Tate staying
There's
busy
nothing.
on both
Watch
sides.
feet. He's
Okay.
got a lot of headroom.
Okay,
It'll
cool.
be interesting to see how the rain.
I was wondering because it's 5-1, and I know last time it was
making the
not
ball
like
move
this.
a
So
little bit quicker over that infield grass, or even in the outfield. These outfielders having to move quick and respond to balls
There you
being.
go.
it's not
It'll be
big.
interesting to see if it plays any
Yeah.
sort of factor with,
Okay.
with those kind of
Three
things, or
tight,
even the
three.
pitcher having to get a grip on the ball and make that
Take
delivery
3.
home.
Insert font 1. Ready, 14.
Charleston, we know the bats
Glad our
can get
program's
going in a
doing
hurry.
good.
You see Sing Sing, 6
Grade
tanks
3.
already on the year.
Take 3. You can lose your
But
graphic.
Ethan, I mean,
What'd you say?
after that inning where Javon Ray was struggling, it seems like on the defensive end, especially with Cameron Olu on the mound, they've
Soft
settled
pitcher.
in, and Charleston doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, Lou has been able to come in and settle this down pretty
good.
well, and it's kind of that aggressive approach that's been working, just forcing these hitters to take some swings at it and not really give them time to be at the plate and show that patience and diligence that they are so good at, and putting
It's
College
like
of
my
Charleston hitters in a
glasses
position
push
where they
on my
have to
head
start
when I have
swinging
this
the
headset
bat.
on, so I have to put my glasses up
Sing
like this,
Sing.
and I look stupid.
3-1. It's the outside frame. Now, Sing
five.
Sing
Take
spent
5.
4
Grade 3.
seasons
3 tight. Grade 3.
over at High Point before making
three.
his way to
4.
Charleston.
Take 4.
His hometown is Durham, North Carolina.
2.
I wonder how many times I've yawned in this
3-2
video already.
inside, and Sing Sing took a
Batter,
shot.
batter, batter 4. There you go.
The right
Always
arm.
follow the batter unless it's a strikeout. Do you want to replay?
Looks like you kind
yeah,
of
we can.
checked his swing
Ready,
into
two,
that
two.
hit.
Back two.
That doesn't
Roll.
feel good.
Left fielder number 38.
4 reset. 5 pitcher. 5
Yeah,
pitcher.
got him on that,
5 pitcher.
that
Go.
back
Grade 5.
wrist
And play down to
area.
5.
You don't see
Grade
that
4.
often, that right arm getting hit as a
Take 4.
right-handed batter.
Reset
And he
5.
kind of swung.
Grade
It was
2.
going to hit him
I gotta be
either way
faster
or
with
be
free
ball
plays. I'm
four.
so
One
sorry,
base
guys.
runner. 3 tight.
Avery
3 tight.
Neves with an
3
opportunity.
tight. Grade 3.
Sing Sing on
Take
first.
3. Insert on 1. Ready 4 clean. Take 4. Rate 2.
Why is it raining?
Fastball for
gotta
Lou
walk
starting
the
to give him a little bit of trouble. That's 2 counts. He's
Wait,
falling
maybe I
behind
do.
quickly.
Maybe it's in my book bag.
Just trying to be able to find some spots in the strike zone and not get behind, because these College Charleston hitters will make you pay for it.
Up.
Oh my goodness.
Sean White making his way to the mound to talk things over with
Bullpen.
Lou. Sing
Take 5.
Sing.
41 to bullpen.
You see an arm
Rate 2.
warming up in the bullpen.
Take 2.
That yawn. Felt that.
Rate 5.
No,
Garrett
I've been
Makoviak
yawning
Take
this
5.
whole
the
time.
bullpen for Georgia Southern. Makoviak only a freshman, but
Rate
he's pitched pretty well to start the
Where you go
season. You
tight?
see Coach
3.
Hennon
Go tight. Rate 3.
in the dugout looking on.
Take 3.
I mean, you got to be pleased
5,
with
go
your
back to
performance
bullpen.
so far. 5-1
Rate 5.
lead, especially given
Take
how
5.
this game started. I mean, Ethan, don't forget,
Take 4.
it was a leadoff home run
Hey, I
from
have
the
that
College
jacket.
of Charleston that got the game going.
Reset.
Yeah, certainly not how you want to start the game, but Georgia Southern
Imagine
settled
somebody
in
walking
really
with the
well.
jacket on trying to
Take
pitch.
Neves got jammed inside. Jared Jenkins makes the grab for out number 2.
Jerry.
So you talked about the fastball. He was able to
Three, three,
locate
three,
it that time.
Jerry.
Yeah, and
Grade
Neves just
1.
kind of got caught
Take
there,
1.
jammed him up a little bit, and bloops out into Jared Jenkins over there at second base.
2 reset.
If you're a Lou, that's another batter that you've fallen behind, and he's been able to fight back and get the out. So good job by Lou staying in these counts with these hitters and not allowing College Charleston to get anything going.
When you're still live. Take 4. Take 4.
Ow, my earring.
3 tight.
2-out swing
Take 3.
from Madden.
Take 3. Insert. Take 4 clean.
Kevin Madden batting .295, 12 RBIs.
Take 4. Rate 2.
0-1. Madden. You see the frustration. I mean, these batters
Rate 3.
He was gonna throw that
have
bat,
a hard
y'all.
time piecing up Cameron O'Lou.
Rate 1. Take 1.
Also important to note, every single batter in this
Seen some
lineup
at the Braves game.
is right-handed outside of the 9-hole, and Brent Gibbs, he's a switch hitter.
He got a
So you don't have one pure lefty in this batting order for the Cougars.
Yeah, and Alou's really had some
deal.
nice velocity on his
I like
fastball
two,
today. He's hitting 92, 93 on the
Good too.
gun, so a lot of velocity on the pitches and then working quick on the mound. I
Nothing
mean,
new with
it
him.
may feel like the game's kind of just going in 2x speed for some of these guys up there at the plate. And even in the field, I mean, it probably feels like this is just flying by because Alou wastes no time and then is constantly between
Who's
90 and
Emmy?
92 with that fastball.
So Makoviak warming up.
That's it. Nothing.
Olu 1-2.
Talking about Brian was
Misses
asking about,
wide.
if someone steals a base.
Now we'll see if Makoviak steps in
So
in the
make sure you
top of
get
the
steals,
fourth.
Chris. 2 and 5 to make sure you get
And
steals.
Olu
Ari
has pitched well to
Keep it
start
up.
this game.
Rate 2.
2-2.
Got him. Pitcher.
Nice
pitch.
breaking
All right.
ball.
Rate 3. Take 3.
Kevin Madden went swinging, but he couldn't find contact. And Georgia
Out.
Southern keeps a
Going out
4-run
in
lead.
5,
And Cameron Olu
4,
staying solid on the hill.
3,
2, 1.
Go local roll.
All right, home standings.
Home standings.
Home standings coming back in, guys. That place is actually good. I heard their food was good too.
Well, we're doing home standings, so I'm not going to come to pitcher.
All right. Alrighty. See you Thursday.
Yep.
Ready to join a community of coffee-loving freedom fighters?
Yeah,
Visit
Five.
that's what I was wondering about Thursday.
learn more.
30 back.
30.
We'll come
Yeah.
back to 5.
But it says only
White,
rain,
too,
so.
So we'll go ahead and get the me
Yeah.
expression, Matthias. We'll go ahead and get the standings in. Yeah,
20.
stick with Rodney. We can animate that, Hunter. Cool. So we'll come to 5. We'll come to 5. Normal. Cut.
10,
We'll
9,
Georgia Southern
8,
White. The
7,
White 2.
6,
5, 4. Coming to you 5. 3, 2, 1. Cut 5. You're live.
Cute talent.
Ready.
Coach Hennon happy with his squad, up by 4 in the
On
bottom of the
standings.
third
White
inning. 5-1 lead for Georgia Southern. take a look at the Sun Belt standings. All knotted up at 3 apiece for Georgia Southern in 8th place at the moment. And
Can we go ahead
Georgia
and get the
State,
please?
a bit of a surprise to start this season, Ethan. I mean, 5-1 in conference play. They're playing well. And how about the 19th ranked Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, 3-3 conference.
Yeah, early in the year, I'm not sure if the standings are really shaking out how a lot of folks expected. You got Louisiana and Georgia State leading the pack, and Southern Miss close behind them, but Coastal Carolina obviously not playing up to their standards quite yet. Just kind of a messy mosh pit in the middle, and it's what it'll continue to be for the rest of the year.
Kaiser, a golf swing, straight to center field, back, and it is gone.
Pushing pitcher here, 5, get ready.
J.D. Kaiser just continues on his rampage this season.
Take
His
5.
4th home run
There you go.
in
Look at that
5
5.
games.
Push
My
it,
goodness,
push
J.D.
it,
Kaiser.
Beautiful.
Go. Look at that.
He got all of that one.
Take 6. Take 6.
That was dead center
Wait.
right over the wall.
Yeah.
Get the
J.D.
celebration.
Kaiser's just been on an absolute heater. 1 over
And
off
go
the bat.
replay.
Ready,
It's
5, take 5.
ridiculous. 415 adding the
Ready, gold.
distance.
Set gold.
You can't really make better contact
Roll. Ready,
than that.
red. It's all red. Roll. Ready, 4.
I
Ready,
mean,
4. Fade down to 4. Fade down to
his
4.
swing,
Keep
too.
red. Keep red. Keep it.
Like,
Just
that lead
keep
knee,
that stuff.
Ethan, is touching
go
the
through
dirt.
it.
He
Yeah,
gets so
give it a
low.
second.
And it was even exaggerated
He
a
was
little
mad.
bit
He
with
said,
that
"Come
being
on, let's
the low
go."
fastball there as well.
Well,
We can go
J.D.
to that
Kaiser.
if you want.
Yeah,
enough
we will.
can't be
Do that
said
back
about
and
the
roll.
way
We'll go after
he
the
has
out.
played in the past 5 games this
Yep,
year.
3-2.
White
3
follows
tie,
up in
3
the
tie.
box.
Ready, 3. Take 3. Zoffont 1 in.
I mean, Ethan,
Ready, 4.
if Georgia Southern can continue to hit like this,
Take 4.
they might be back to their 2022 ways
Take 2.
because it's hard to stop. Sean White gets it to drop in right
Second base.
field. He's
Second
heading to
base.
second base. Harlan makes the throw
5.
all the
Take
way to
5.
Wood. It's Skip, cutoff man, and Gibbs. Well, I said it earlier, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, we're doing home run after the out.
Sean White,
Get that ready.
a double to follow the J.D. Kaiser moonshot.
Get that
Really starting to see that combination that was so good for Georgia Southern a couple of years ago of the power and the
Once
precision.
that out
And
is
able to
done,
find some
yeah,
doubles,
once that out comes,
just good base hits that have landed in good spots for Georgia Southern, and then you've been able to add in the home runs that have started coming really just recently. Did not have many leading up to last weekend
first out
in the
comes out for a
midweek.
straight home run.
It's really starting to come together on the offensive end for them. They're adding both the power and the average.
Take 1. Zoffont 1 in. Ready, 4 clean.
Jonathan Jamie had an RBI double back in the first inning.
Take 4.
And Drake Thames misses wide. I mean, he started fairly well when he stepped in relief of Hayden Thomas, but now you can see Georgia Southern in these bats. They're starting to time him up. They're seeing the ball well.
Look at Art's camera.
1-1. Jamie waited on the breaking ball and decided not to go.
After the first out, we're going to do a replay of that home
But
run.
it just use this. Just set gold and preview and then just use this.
Thames ahead, 1-2.
Just use marker note and
Looks
do
back
it.
at White on second.
Ready, 2.
Jamie,
Take 2.
opposite field. This is going to drop.
There we go.
And it stays fair.
Take
Sean
five.
White rounding the
Take 4.
bags. Another
Take 4.
run is scored, and another RBI double for Jonathan Jamie.
And again, another one of those pitches. It's not a bad pitch for Thames, but Jonathan Jamie just extends the bat out there, throws his arms at it, is able to lob that. I don't think he could have thrown it to a better
I don't
spot.
understand.
Just right along that third base line, and it drops in. And with the rain, it kind of digs into the ground and just slowly rolls over towards that Georgia Southern bullpen rather than out towards the left fielder, and it allows Jonathan to get into second easily.
It was the hits for College of Charleston last week that was able to push them into that victory, 14 in total. Well, Ethan, the Eagles already have 9, and it's only the bottom of the third. There's no outs in this inning.
Yeah.
I ain't seen that in a while.
Breaking ball wide.
Oh my god.
Jenkins struck out looking in the
We're ready
first.
to go. It is 7-1 right now, and it's
Hey,
raining.
Let's keep
So
racking up the-
Jamie on
Right.
second.
Get this over with.
Well, I don't know if there is a mercy.
1-1.
Yeah, there is.
Breaking ball misses.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Thames has
It's
had a
over
couple
10.
really good breaking
It's over
balls this
10.
inning, and the fastball has let him down a little bit. Just he's gotten ahead with a couple of these hitters, and then has struggled to get that second and
This is
third strike.
non-conference stuff.
The rain
So
has
they're gonna
not
keep
slowed
going?
down the bats of Georgia Southern.
They have to agree
Jenkins
to it beforehand, I think.
takes
Man,
another
they
ball
better
inside.
call it. They better just get on the road, get back home.
College of
Go home
Charleston has
too.
an arm up and working in the
got a long ride, they
bullpen, but
do.
it doesn't look like anyone down there is really in a hurry to come in and get Thames out of this game.
But that was
Chopper, fielded by
No,
Madden.
there's mercy room.
Quick
All right, we're
throw
gonna
is
run
in
that.
time
Where's the
for
package?
out number
Where's the
1.
package?
Jamie stays at bay on
Seal.
second.
Till and a wipe the till.
all right. We're running
Okay,
that.
bro. Like replay.
Home run.
So let's take one more look at this swing, Ethan. I mean, J.D. Kaiser, he uses his entire body every time he goes for it, and it was
Count me out of
launched
this.
to center.
Count me out.
Yeah,
Count me
in
out.
terms of where the bat is, it's
How
almost
many
a golf swing down there,
seconds?
scooping that out of the
8,
ground to lift it up and
7.
out. He does a great
Good
job
stuff.
of just
Thank you.
making good contact with it on the middle of the bat, because anywhere else, and that's going straight up. If not, that ball's, I mean, he makes great contact and he goes out, because if not, that ball's going straight up and it's going to be caught. So good job getting that
But if it
bat
was like
low
a
and
specific
fully
pitch,
extending and making
then
that
we would
square
like,
contact.
You know, wide, front end, whatever.
J.D. Kaiser from Statesboro, Georgia.
Right two. Take two. Right
Fouled
tight.
down the third baseline.
Oh,
I mean,
No, I
you
don't
have to
think so.
think, too, that
Is our
for
phone-
Kaiser,
Yeah, right four.
you grow up as a kid in
Something you
Statesboro,
need to do
you
for
see
me?
all the success of Georgia Southern baseball.
Wanting something about
And
golden till. It takes
I'm
off a
sure
lot
he
of
looked
keys.
up saying, man, like, I want to do that, and he is.
Great.
He's carrying through with it now. 1-1, Parker.
Your main replay.
I mean, it's got to be dreams come true type stuff for JD, and you can see the confidence just oozing off of him. He's had a tremendous year, and
Take my
especially in
earring
these last
out.
4 or 5
Hurting
games,
me?
his bat has been red hot.
2-1 from Thames. Parker sends it shallow left field. Wood is trying to track, and he doesn't get there.
35.
Jamie
35.
heading to home plate. Oh, man, how about that? Eagles now up by 7. Some confusion because Wood was the cutoff man, but you thought Neves would make the throw all the way to Johnson.
And it's actually Madden out there, the third baseman, who caught it, and I don't think he realized that the runner had taken off from third, because he looked like he made a motion back to tag the runner at third. By the time he turned around, the run had already scored, so a little bit of a wacky play there. Not really sure what Kevin Madden thought was going on. I can only assume he thought the runner was going back to third, because he made that motion back to third. But either way, if you're Georgia Southern, I mean, once again, I don't think you could throw the ball to a better spot. And that's exactly what College of Charleston did last week. It kind of feels like we're watching the same game, but in reverse, because that is exactly what College of Charleston was able to do last week. And Georgia Southern giving them a little taste of their own medicine right now.
The wind also helped as well, because shallow left field, it's pushing deep into left. Tate straight to the middle. Gibbs was shifted inside, makes the easy throw. Does move the runner and Parker to third. But you're right. I thought it was Wood at first, but it was Madden who made the catch. He immediately, it looked like he was sweeping over to make a tag, and then he turned around and said, oh, Jamie's already at the plate.
I think if he doesn't cut it off, there's a play at the plate there.
I mean, that's what I thought.
Jonathan Jamie, very dangerous sin from Coach Hennon, which we've already seen he is perfectly willing to do. Very risky there, and it ends up paying off. But I think if that ball gets through, you have a bang-bang play at home plate.
Well, this midweek matchup for Georgia Southern
Rain kicked you?
could not go any better than it has
the
right
rain
now.
kicked
And
you?
if you saw the first play of this game, you wouldn't think this would be the score. Blancado checks.
One tight, go, Ray one. Take one.
I mean, you said it at the beginning. I asked you, how do you adjust for your Ray? And really, there was an adjustment. They just continued to stay dialed in. They did not flinch at all.
3-2.
Blancado pulls it deep into right field. Parker
Take four.
stepping on the plate. Blancado, stand-up double.
Ray one, take one.
So Jamie has 2 RBI doubles, and Blancado will add one to the tally himself.
Can we please cut that
His second
and have that
RBI on
roll
the game.
Ray four.
Yeah, and this second and third time through the order, this Georgia Southern offense has
Five
figured out
pitcher.
things.
Ray one,
They're
take one.
making really good contact with
Ray
him.
five.
Just about every hitter
Take
has
five.
this
Push in.
inning.
Push.
It looks like they're going to stick with
There you
Thames
go.
and let him finish off this inning. Maybe give him 1 or 2 more batters and hope that he can finish it off. But
Take four.
this Eagles offense is soaring pretty high right now.
Good stuff.
Well, Jarrett Brown is soaring high.
The little, he was
He's
dancing.
got a 2-run shot in the first inning.
What
Had
camera
a
did you get that
single
on?
in the
It
second.
was on
Brown has
one.
really caught fire as of late. 345 batting average.
Yeah.
The OPS also over
We got
1,000.
hit. Following batter.
He got nicked inside. Thames, I mean, you can see the confidence has dwindled.
Can you give me
Not
a hand,
able to throw
the
strikes
left, Chris? Ray
effectively.
five. Take five.
Coach Holbrook
4 reset.
is going to make his way to the mound. Everybody huddled up. They don't want to get caught by the rain.
5 bullpen, 5 bullpen, 5 bullpen.
So it's likely we're going to get a pitching change here.
Take 5. 34, guys. 34 graphics.
34. Pitcher change.
And we will. A new man on the mound. It's Peyton Nelson. We'll give you more about him after the break. Georgia Southern an 8-run lead in the bottom of the third.
1.
And go local, roll.
At Savannah Hilton Head
There you go, guys.
Yes,
All right,
please,
we'll come
if
back
you'd like.
with that new pitcher information with that left slab.
Breeze Airways, and Avello Airlines. With up to 60 daily nonstop departures.
I think they're going to use every pitcher tonight.
Nonstop destinations. Savannah
Yes,
Hilton
literally.
International
I was like, is that Hunter? And then I was like, no,
Archer, you going
Hunter
out
is
there or no?
inside.
Savannah Hilton Head International.
You are?
I was like, Hunter is behind
Official
me.
airport of Georgia Southern. Visit
Oh, you're out. You're out.
Hunter, did you see your turn?
30 Geek is the
30
ticket
back.
man.
What'd you say, Hunter?
The high five strangers guy.
He had a cap on and
Winning
everything.
interception.
You'll be
First
okay.
down. Just a
20.
nice
20
solid
back.
tackle. If you're
If
an
Arch
arms
gets her
player,
shots, we'll come
you
back to
will
that.
be swapping
Yep.
skin with this extra bag.
There you go.
You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on
36.
tickets.
10,
Focus on
9,
Come to you, Art.
8,
6,
7, 6, 5,
SeatGeek handles the
3,
tickets, sports,
2,
content, and more.
1.
And takes it.
Cute
Takes your
salad.
line. Watch your focus.
Peyton
Pitch,
Nelson
false.
is stepping into not a very ideal situation because Georgia Southern is just teeing off at this point. It's like another day at the driving range, Ethan, because they're making it look easy. Nelson, only a sophomore out of Greenville, South Carolina. And
You're good, Art.
what's the message from Coach Holbrook to Peyton? Because we can talk about it all day long, just how good Georgia Southern is firing on offense.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Holbrook, you're just trying to find a guy that can get you a couple outs here. It's really usually the story of these kind of midweek games where you're going bullpen, and as you see, Nelson only with 1 2/3 on the year, just trying to get some guys some reps. So you're just telling Peyton Nelson, just come in and get me some outs, throw strikes. That's really what's important here. No free passes for these guys. Make sure that you can continue to pound the strike zone, and let's try and get out of this inning, at least minimize this, keep ourselves in this game because there's still a lot of baseball left to play, and he knows that they have a good offense that can match up with Georgia Southern. If they can just kind of keep this within arm's reach is probably a little bit of an understatement, but to keep this ball game, you know, stay alive at least.
Keep it going.
And 8 runs isn't out of the realm of possibility with 6 more turns up to bat. So you're just looking for a guy that can come in and get you some outs. You just want him to be calm out there. Make sure you throw strikes. You only need 1 more out to get out of this inning. Just try and go out there and throw strikes and get out of here and minimize the damage that's already been done this inning.
2 runners on. Brown at first, Blancato at second.
Come out, four. Come out, right there.
The good news
for
for Nelson
is
is there is 2 outs.
Animate bug.
You only need 1 more, but it's not an easy one because Kent Schmidt is stepping into the box. Now Schmidt grounded out in the first, and then it was a fielder's choice in the second.
If it's not a hit, right two.
Nelson first pitch misses.
Take 1, insert phone 1, ready 4, clean.
Oh, it's so outside.
Take 4, ready 2. 1 reset, 1 reset, 1 reset, ready 2.
Schmidt watches as that ball misses wide as well. Final stat line for Drake Thames, 2 innings of work, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 hit by pitch, and only 2 strikeouts and 14 batters faced.
There you go, right 2.
2-0, the same exact spot.
Yeah, he's come out and thrown 3 fastballs, and the ball ended up way outside. You wonder if maybe the weather has a little bit to do with that. Maybe a little tough to grip the ball and get it where you want it, but if you're Coach Holbrook, that's not what you want to see bringing a guy out of the bullpen. You got to be able to find the strike zone early and often.
Misses down low yet again.
3-5.
So a 4-pitch walk for Kent Schmidt.
3-1.
And I think probably the worst man up in this situation, if you're a pitcher, is up to the plate. It's J.D. Kaiser. The opportunity for a grand slam.
Who's batter?
Bases loaded.
Sounds good.
And J.D. Kaiser is up to bat.
Bug is going to be off for a while.
Nice pitch. Up high for Nelson. I mean, you're holding your breath for your College Charleston at this point.
Yeah, I think out of the 9 guys in the order right now, this is probably the last one you want to see. You can just about see the heat emanating off his bat. I mean, he has just
Hunter,
been on an absolute tear the last couple
clear,
games.
that
You're going to
channel?
have to be really, really careful here.
Just clear expression.
If you're
Just
Nelson, to
clear
make
all
sure
out,
you don't
please.
give him anything that's
Cool.
too easy to hit. You
'Cause
have
if we
to
go
be
to replay,
aggressive with
it's
the
gonna
bases
put it
loaded,
back.
but you don't want to give anything that's too easy.
You gotta think Kaiser's eyes are humongous right now
Can we
with
still
a
get
grand
Oakers, Hunter?
opportunity.
3-2? Yeah.
Nelson,
Let's take IDs at Oakers.
2-1 to count. Lefty on lefty matchup, but Kaiser has
1700,
fared
1800.
fairly well
And then last
against
two digits
lefties
are the
this
same.
season.
1-0.
2-1. Kaiser, chopper, gloved by Mathis, and he steps on the first base bag. So you do your job if you're Peyton Nelson, and you avoid any more runs added to the tally. But the Cougars have their work cut out for them. They're down by 8 runs. We're heading to the top of the 4th.
1 and go break local. Roll.
PCOM South Georgia's
All right,
commitment to
score
diversity,
by.
equity,
Can we do
and
score by
inclusion
innings?
has always been at the forefront of our mission.
The kids.
We are committed to
Okay.
training the next generation of healthcare
Alright.
professionals in whole person
Alright,
health,
so
giving them the skills and experience
Well, we can
needed
do
to
away
improve
coach
the lives of their
resume.
patients and serve the
Or
medical
that we
needs of
can do.
diverse
Yeah.
communities. Join
Yeah,
us
turn
as
your
we
indie, go
embrace
to
change
indie 1.
for a brighter
What are we
and more
doing?
inclusive future in health.
away
A
coach.
1, give me away coach. 1 away
resume.
coach. 1 away coach. 1 away coach.
Yes,
1 go to
away
indie
coach
1 as well.
resume.
You got 30 seconds. Away coach
30
1.
seconds.
Go, go, go.
We're
T
gonna
right,
do
T right,
away
T right.
coach resume.
T
Come
right.
back,
Zoom in.
guys.
Zoom in 1. Zoom in. Zoom in. Can you go to indie 1? Camera 1. 4 away coach. 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 4 away coach.
15 coming
Damon,
back.
away coach.
8,
To the right. 4 to the right.
7, 6,
5. 3, 4.
3,
2.
1.
And pay for it. 4
Good
your life.
talent.
Can someone Irish up
It
4,
has been
please?
a rough day in the
Irish up
office
4.
for College of Charleston
Focus.
and head coach Chad
4 your
Holbrook.
life.
I
Your
mean,
life. Be careful.
And
you're looking at a
Sit down on
game
the
down
bench
by
right there.
8
Zoom in.
runs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ready, 1.
Not how you want to start, but a new
bad
man on the
shot.
mound for Georgia Southern.
Let's slap in.
It'll be Garrett Makoviak.
Since our following animate, I just got to get off of
See
this quick.
the resume for Chad Holbrook.
Ready,
6th
5
season
clean.
as the head coach. Now, he had
5
some
without
success in the SEC with South Carolina from 2013 to 2017. 2 super regional berths.
Yeah, 2 super regional berths in 5 seasons
not out
is
there?
pretty darn good, especially
He's off to it.
for Coach Holbrook, who was still
Full
trying to make
reset,
his
full
name
reset.
in the
Oh, we got
coaching
a new
circle, and he was
I
really
could
good
get
with
off
that
of it.
Gamecock squad for
Okay.
4 or 5 years.
And new
And he's
pitcher.
really found his place here at College of Charleston.
So Makoviak steps into a situation that
have stuff?
is pretty much a relief
Yeah,
pitcher's dream.
stop
Up by
voting.
8 runs, plenty of cushion, and Makoviak, you see the ERA, just 1.5, 6 innings of work, so a fairly small sample size, but showing a lot of promise, has a lot of talent, and I mean, he has a great
Lazy.
family as well. His father, obviously,
This is all this
Robert
five-
Makoviak.
5 push in,
Yeah, he
face.
certainly got the
Had to be out
genes
there,
for
but had
the
an
whole
older than
sports thing, especially some baseball, and he's just still trying to carve out a role for himself here.
Oh, that was kind of weird.
Just kind of like most of these bullpen guys are doing. This is great for Coach Hennon to allow guys to get some reps, maybe that
Can we
we're
iron
supposed
that
to
four
pitch
just
Sunday
a
but
tad,
didn't get
please?
to because of
Stat.
Ty Fisher.
Right 4.
It's an opportunity for guys to keep their arms
Take
loose,
it
stay in
up
that
a little
game
bit,
shape,
right
and
4.
just get some reps.
Take 4. Good there.
Makoviak will face a righty,
Ready, 2.
and he can get used to that because there's not going to be one lefty in the box that he'll face. The one switch hitter and Brent Gibbs, you'll likely see him in the right-hand side,
Reset, dog. After this pitch. After this
and it's
pitch.
Luke Wood
Ready, 2.
to lead things off. 250 as the leadoff man.
Ready, tight.
Koviak misses inside.
Take 3.
Another pitch that we're seeing that
Bug
does
is still
not
not working,
waste
guys.
much time
Take 4.
on the mound. It's kind of been a
Great pitch.
theme for both of these teams. The pitch clock probably not necessary
No.
tonight.
Koviak misses high. Especially a midweek matchup, up by 8 runs. And sometimes it really pays dividends to work quick. Don't let the other team get settled in. Wood will watch as that one skips
tight.
by.
Ready, 3. Take 3. Ready, 5. Take 5. Ready, 4. Take 4. Scorecard I got.
Luke Wood, as a senior, batted .302 and 9
Take
home runs.
2. Take 2.
Wood takes a big hack upstairs.
5. Take 5.
He earned all CAA second
I was
team
hoping
honors
that you did it though.
last year. 54 games, 52
Grade
starts.
4. Take 4.
The bottom of the second was insane.
Makoviak misses high, and he
Was
walks
it first or
Luke
second?
Wood.
Bottom of the first.
It was the first.
Not exactly what you're looking for if you're a Makoviak
Yeah.
coaching and you'd like to come in and
Ready 1.
I feel like we've said it a few times with a lot of these pitchers that come in and get out on the right foot and don't
35,
issue these free passes. Just you
Brian
want to come in and
zooming
get these
in,
outs without
going left
allowing
and right and up
Charleston
and
to
down.
get any kind of momentum
Take
or
4.
get the bats going a little bit.
Take
And
2.
walks usually
Is
aren't
our
a good
bug good
sign
now?
to start an inning.
Brings up Dylan Johnson. Johnson has been pretty busy behind home plate. I mean, you had the Superman slide from Kaiser. We thought there was going to be another close play with Jonathan Jamie.
Do we want to see what's going to say with Wood? Yeah, it's not
Madden,
linked.
the cutoff man, didn't allow it.
Ooh.
Koviak, the control, seems to be missing upstairs at the moment.
4, you're still alive.
Do we
5.
want
Going to be a quick team visit on the mound. I mean, with an 8-run lead, does your approach change as a pitcher?
It doesn't necessarily change, but at the same time, I mean, you're more focused on pitching strikes than maybe you would be otherwise.
Yeah.
Trying to use maybe some off speeds and some pitches that are maybe just slightly off the plate to try and get some swing and misses. I mean, your really only idea here should be to throw strikes because an 8-run lead, it's a little silly to give away free passes to guys to allow Charleston to get back into the game. You want to just come out and be deliberate in all of your pitches and make sure that you're hitting the strike zone. And even when you are trying to get these strikeouts and those kind of things, you don't want to let College Charleston get ahead of these counts. You want to be extremely precise and attentive to what you're doing, but at the same time, you just got to throw some strikes because an 8-run lead is plenty cushion for you to not be comfortable on the mound, but to feel like you have a sense of ease, that you don't have to do anything out of the box.
Well, Makoviak trying to ease his way into this relief
Let's
outing.
go home.
2-0.
Non-coffee.
And yet again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but Makoviak misses upstairs. And I ask you that, Ethan, because especially as a relief pitcher in a situation like this, you're right. You don't want to give up the free base pads when you have the cushion to do.
Today's technically a travel day, I guess.
Makoviak, 3-0. Finds strike 1. Johnson is beginning to make his way to first.
Focus, 3-3. Take 3. Race 4.
You've actually seen Garrett slow down his entire release and delivery a little bit here. Really looks like he's trying to focus up. You get a couple of these strike calls as he does there.
Johnson was halfway to the bag that time.
Take that. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
So Vic Carrell saying, hold up, wait a minute.
In effect. Roll.
Replay.
I mean, watch this.
Race 4.
This says
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
I would assume he thought it was inside or maybe a little bit low.
2, ref. Oh, yep, race 2.
As it looks like we got a warning issued to Coach Holbrook
5,
over there
wait,
at third
coach.
base.
Coach Holbrook likely
coach.
not happy with that
Race
call.
5. Take 5.
Because Johnson was
Someone
pretty
iron on 5 a
confident.
little bit.
Yeah, usually when a player is that confident in a ball, it's usually
blue?
right. But
Ready
I think
blue?
there,
Okay, blue. Roll blue.
I think Vic
Replay
Carrell.
Race 4.
Oh, I mean, that's a good pitch.
I mean, it may be a little generous, but that's certainly
good
not one of the worst
didn't hit
strike
him.
calls that I've ever seen.
Race 2.
Yeah, I did it.
Full count.
Take 2.
Straight back towards the middle. Tate is going to let it drop.
Race 4.
So Wood reaches second, and a single for Dylan Johnson.
Take 5.
Well,
The ball doesn't lie.
Take 1.
The ball does not lie, so
I
it worked
guess
out
so.
in the end.
Usually, and not even usually, pretty much every time you hear that phrase, it's in reference to basketball, at least to me. But the ball did not lie for Dylan Johnson. He's on first no matter what. We'll see if Charleston can pull something together. 2 runners on, brings up Brent Gibbs, and Gibbs was hit by a pitch in the second.
Race 2. 4 you're live. Race 2.
No outs.
3 tight. Race 3.
Koviak
Maybe
upstairs.
David knows.
And that's kind of the approach you have to have if you're College of Charleston. You're not going to get all 8 back at one time. So if you can tack on 1 run here, 3 runs
David,
here,
is there a mercy rule
and just
for
slowly
non-conference
kind of build your way up and back into this game, that's how you get back into these things. It's not an 8-run explosion at one time. So College Charleston, they've done excellently thus far this inning. Just kind of tack 2 or 3 hits together, put some runs on the board here and there, and eventually you'll slowly find your way creeping back into this.
Don't put it past this Charleston squad. 2 runners on, no outs. This is a prime opportunity to chip into the lead. Gibbs was looking to place a bunt, but Makoviak gets his second strike.
Is it run rules? That's a different thing.
Gibbs, 11 ABs this year, 4
Run
hits.
rules can be applied in the 7th inning when one team leads by 10 or more runs.
1-2.
7th inning.
Gibbs,
Only in the
swing and a
7th
miss.
inning.
Makoviak gets his first punch out of the night.
5 tight.
Retires the first batter of the 4th.
K5, what do you have it in?
Replay.
2?
That's a great job by Makoviak. Just took everything off it. Absolutely dropped the table on him there. And
Ready, 5?
Gibbs just way out in front of it.
And effect out to 5.
It's not a bad at bat if you're Gibbs. A little bit of a freshen moment there, kind of chasing a little bit and trying to get ahead of that one. But good pitch by Makoviak to hopefully, in his mind,
So it's
kind
in
of
the
put a
7th
double play
inning
ball into
when one team
play
leads
here.
by 10
Well,
or more
Ethan,
runs.
it was a career first for Brent Gibbs, and I wasn't going to say it before the at-bat ended because I didn't want to jinx it, but that was his first collegiate strikeout. In his 11 ABs, he was not striking out yet, but there you go. Freshman on freshman, and Makoviak gets the better. Nice breaking ball in the inner half.
31.
0-2.
Take one.
Seems like Makoviak is settled
I
in.
really want to
He's
get
finding
like
a little bit of,
Slug is good now.
kind of
Forward
style and
plug, forward
pizzazz
plug,
with
forward
that
plug,
off-speed pitch. He's got
Take 4.
Baumhofer to look at that one, and he got the strikeout on the last one, obviously. So he's finding a little something with that off-speed as he gets Baumhofer to strike out for the second time with that off-speed.
Makoviak, he is
like a
working
slow,
every
like a
single
slow
way
thing
on the
I have
strike
with
zone.
pitches.
The breaking ball is working to his advantage. 2 straight strikeouts for the
How low he
freshman.
goes pitching
And
is
that was a big one. He always want to retire Baumhofer if you're Georgia Southern, given the way he started this game, but also just given the way he started this season.
You're live, but rack your focus to the batter. You're on the pitcher.
Harlan,
There you go.
runner takes off. Wood headed to third. Tag was not in time. Quick throw from White, but it was a little high, and Brown had to dip all the way back down.
I'll be shocked if this one doesn't get reviewed. In real
Replay.
time, it looked like he got him.
Oh, gold? You got gold?
As they go for the double. Oh, that's closer than
Ready,
I
gold?
thought.
It's all gold. Roll. Keep it slow. Break 4.
Stop.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
yeah, he
man.
beat that.
Break
He
4 and
absolutely
take out a
beat
4.
that. Jarrett not quite able to get that tag down. Terrific job by our third base umpire, Mr. Craig Murr over there,
Break 2.
getting that one correct. Great
reset.
double steal there if you're calling Charleston. Puts 2
He
in
got some
position
good
to
eyes.
score
I
now.
would never saw
A little
that
bit
one.
of a gutsy
Retime.
call there with 2
Retime.
outs, but
Retime.
it works out for them, and now they're really having
Sorry
an
for that.
opportunity to tack 2 runs on here.
Well, Johnson is now at second and Wood at third. So a double steal, and Charleston 2 runners in scoring position.
Break 2.
0-2 from Makoviak. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Garrett Makoviak striking out the side to end the top of the 4th.
2.
Take 3.
Got himself into a bit of a jam, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, go to
The freshman stepping up, and Georgia Southern
We're going out
is
with
dominating.
with this replay.
Ready? 5. 5 center.
And 3,
Break 4.
2,
And effect out of 4.
1.
And
Go
go
for
bright
it.
local. They gotta carry that out. But did you tell him?
Yeah,
He didn't know.
yeah, he didn't know.
I wanted to come back out.
Sorry about that. It's okay. Okay, we're gonna come back with home coach resume.
What do we come back with?
Home coach resume.
5, give me
We're
home
coming
coach.
back with home coach resume, guys.
5 just had some color, Dakota.
30
30
seconds.
seconds. Left side frame and Chris.
My father and my granddad were my heroes. They worked for Georgia Power. Whenever there was a big storm,
You said new
they always
picture,
took care
Arch?
of people and got the
No.
power back on.
No, we're doing home
Now,
coach
I work
resume
for
here.
Georgia Power. I'm helping
5
the
left
kids
side
get
framing.
more reliable grid.
Can we go ahead and have the slab in, please?
We're updating
Font
our
1.
equipment.
So we're going with 5
10,
font 1.
9,
Can we rejoin
8,
to it?
7,
rejoin.
6,
Big storm.
5,
Just like my dad
4,
and granddad.
3,
Kinda like
2, 1.
One.
Coming to you, 5. And you're live, 5.
Q talent.
Back on ESPN Plus, and Coach Hennon has got to be smiling right now. 25th season with the program. Ethan, we already touched on it. He's seen his fair share of success. 81-38 record when he was over at Western Carolina, but what he's done with Georgia Southern has been nothing short of remarkable.
He's really taken the reins of this Georgia Southern program and done a really good job with it. Obviously hosting the regional that we touched on in 2022, but just having some sustained success for pretty much all 25 years he's been here. Haven't been a lot of down years, been consistently a really good program, and it's looking like it's going to be the same this year.
Well, leadoff hit straight up the middle for Sean White. You guessed it, Ethan. It's another hit for Georgia Southern.
Everyone was walking.
Fans at home are probably not surprised at this point. It has been a shelling for Georgia Southern.
Yeah, and the craziest part is how it's come in just clumps. There haven't really been one or two hits here that College of Charleston has been able to escape with. It's been 3 or 4 hits that have come in bunches, and if you're College of Charleston, you'd really like to get out of here with a clean inning to keep this game within reach and not allow Georgia Southern to tack on a few more.
Jamie is 2 for 2. Both of his hits were RBI doubles.
Take 4. 1 you were still off, but not bad though. That looks
Ball
good,
2, Peyton Nelson. He walked the batter and also gave up 1 hit in the bottom of the 3rd.
Okay. One reset. There you
go. 2-0.
Strike.
Nice pitch. Johnson was set up outside.
Ready? Ready 1. Take 1. You can put
I think that's the corner pitch that Nelson was going for, the first batter he faced, and he couldn't quite get it in the strike zone, and that time he was able to pinpoint it right there in that bottom right corner.
2-0, Jamie fouls off.
3 tight. I mean, 1 tight.
I mean, Ethan, I'll just let you guess real quick. What do you think the batting average is for Georgia Southern collectively?
Race 4. Take 4.
I would assume they're pushing 500.
600.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see if you're this College of Charleston coaching staff.
Well, Coach Hennon has not been afraid on the base pads. He sent Sean White, and likely the wrong decision because Johnson was able to make the long throw over to get him out. Out number 1. And White is not a guy that you typically see stealing. He only has 1 on the season.
He's 1 for 1 though. That's batting 100. I mean, still, I don't know if I agree with it, but in a 9-1 ball game, I mean, you'd like to kind of test things out.
Jamie got jammed inside, and the catch is made by Neves. I could be wrong.
Stick there, 5.
Isn't Yao Ming 1 for 1 from the 3-point line?
He might be. I don't know.
That's very rare. And let's be honest, it has nothing to do with this game. But when you said that, it made me think there's some center that has like 100% 3-point average.
Zach Edey for a little March Madness. We're 1 for 1 on 3s. Just a lot of superstars that are 1 for 1 at things. Well, I guess Jay or Sean White isn't 1 for 1 anymore, but he was in the conversation with Yao. Zach Edey.
Sean White and some pretty good company. Yao Ming and Zach Edey. Don't ask us how we got there, but we did.
Take 5.
Oh man, does Purdue actually go all the way this year, Ethan?
Take 4.
No. I don't think they do.
0-1 from Nelson straight down the pipe. Jared Jenkins tried to get a hold of it. Struck out looking in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd.
I'm going to try and get that graphic in, Hunter.
Never a dull moment up in the booth. 0-2 from Nelson up high.
Nelson certainly settled in a little bit. Pitch count still in a very good spot for him. He's settled down in this half inning much better than he did when he came in.
1-2, straight down Main Street. Rung up Jared Jenkins, and you're right, Ethan. He is settled in pretty well, but College of Charleston has to settle in with the bats. They're still down by 8 runs.
2, 1.
Go local roll.
All right, let's come back in. Is that game summary ready?
Choose from 11 different airlines,
okay,
including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo
okay.
Airways. With up to 60
We're going to come back in with away schedule.
And over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head
Away
International
schedule,
gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International, the official airport of Georgia Southern. Visit flysav.com.
Yeah, let's time frame in 5. 30 back.
30. We're going to do away schedule coming back in, guys.
I'll let you know when to animate, Hunter.
Game-winning interception.
We could do a pan at the dugout.
Just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert.
15.
You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so we can focus on
9,
what he does best.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And coming to Chris. You're live, Chris.
Q Talent.
Back on ESPN Plus. College Charleston getting ready to take the bats, top of the 5th inning, and
Animate the away scheduling,
to say the least, for the Cougars in this game. They dominated with the bats last week, but it's not the same story today. Take a look at their upcoming schedule. At Stony Brook, interesting, because that will be a Friday through Sunday series. We know that Easter's on Sunday. Georgia Southern, they're starting their series on Thursday, but you see, not switching anything up against Stony Brook, and not once, not twice, but 3 times, Georgia Southern and College of Charleston will square off. And you see that UNC Wilmington series,
take it out.
Very big CAA game, CAA series. But obviously, College of Charleston will win.
No doubt.
Yeah, they
lost
it's weird having the 3 midweeks in a row for sure, but it's a little bit of a funky
Sorry.
layout. But obviously, it's good competition for these 2 teams, and the mix of some big weekend series. You saw Monmouth and UNC Wilmington for College of Charleston, who lead the pack in the CAA right now. So 2 big weekends for them, following another visit with Georgia Southern.
Now, something that is important to note.
Yeah, when I be saying, oh, you can take it out, I'll be talking to James.
Where
I'm sorry.
They play Stony Brook Friday through Sunday. Georgia Southern, as I mentioned,
they
Thursday through Saturday, which means you do not get that extra day of rest in between this game to their upcoming series. So, obviously, I mean, that does change things as far as using arms and going into the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a weird time for that bullpen and Coach Hinnon and Coach Battisto with having to use nobody on Sunday and then having the midweek and then having the early weekend series. It's a bit of a funky layout for them, so I'm sure a couple things will be a little bit different, but they've got enough arms, and especially when you have a lead like this, you can throw some younger guys in or some more inexperienced guys in to save a little more of the vets for the weekend.
I heard that.
Oh, hot shot off the bat. It went straight up in the air. Jamie tracking under it, makes the grab. He almost tripped and fell.
I remember when I was
leadoff man is out. Left field has been a revolving door.
He ran
for the
all
Eagles
the way
this season.
into the wall so hard, his
out
body
there,
bounced off the
obviously. Jamie just trying to find some type of consistency. And Jamie, there's not been a question with the bat this year.
Yeah, it certainly looks like Jonathan Jamie's starting to take a hold of that role in left field. More so with his bat than his fielding. He's become a bat that you really just need in the lineup. He's been so consistent over the past few weeks. You got to find a spot for him in the field, and it's just been left field for now.
Very tight.
Garrett Makoviak has settled into this game, and you know, Ethan, he had some early troubles with his command, but he started to find the zone at a more consistent rate. Sink. Oh, you see the breaking ball. I mean, it bends so far.
I thought 2 zones in there.
Yeah, he's gotten comfortable with the off-speed pitch a little bit, and he's paired it with his fastball really well, and was able to escape the jam last inning, and it's starting to look like he's settling in big time on the mound.
Hey, that slider from Makoviak is no joke, Ethan.
No.
20 inches of break.
I mean, 1.5 feet of break is nearly untouchable.
Yeah. I ain't touching it. 2-1.
I ain't touching it.
Outside frame, nice pitch. If he can locate that pitch and mix it with the slider, look out, folks.
Yeah, he's certainly starting to settle in. And a rough start to this outing, but as a whole throughout the year, he's been extremely consistent. Really found the strike zone and used his off-speed to his benefit.
Ball rolled off the carpet, and Jarrett Brown could not corral it. I mean, it has been raining, so obviously the ball has been wet, the field's been wet, and Brown couldn't carry it over.
Yeah, not something you're used to seeing from Jarrett Brown over there. He's typically been pretty consistent. Doesn't make too many mistakes like that. And College of Charleston giving a gift there. Really need to capitalize and try and at least get one across just to start to chip away at this Georgia Southern lead. And when you get gifted a base runner like that, you really want to take advantage.
Not a mistake you'll see much from Jarrett Brown, and Kobiak is really working with the off speed.
So if that ball comes across, make sure you follow it, and you would have had the air on the
Neves
screen.
Walked in the first, pop out in the third. Neves smashes this one opposite field. Blancado.
Oh, my
what?
And the wind just took it. My goodness, Sing Sing heading to third. He reaches safely. And Neves reaches second.
Go ahead, go red.
5 second base.
Go red.
Ethan, honestly, I have no explanation outside of the wind just absolutely took this ball. Watch.
I don't know if it was the wind or he just lost it. Yeah, you can see in motion. He doesn't know where it is.
He didn't see it.
I think the lights probably got him right off the bat there, and he was just never able to locate it. And good job by College of Charleston recognizing that and hustling and getting those runners at second and third. But that's 2 plays back-to-back for Georgia Southern from your vets that you really aren't used to seeing. Jarrett Brown with the error at third, and then Sam Blancado in right field. It's not what you typically expect from some of these veteran Georgia Southern fielders.
All right.
Well, Makoviak's night is going to be done. They could have gotten out of the inning if you don't have those 2 errors. Instead, a new pitcher will step in, will step aside. Eagles 1 out, but 2 runners on for the Cougars on ESPN+.
1 and
go Rowe.
All right, guys, pitcher change again.
Has always been at the forefront of our mission.
New
We are
pitcher
committed to
change.
training the next generation of healthcare professionals in whole person health, giving them the skills and
What number was the
experience
pitcher?
needed to improve the lives of their
99.
patients and serve the medical needs of diverse communities. Join us as we embrace change for a brighter and more inclusive future in healthcare, right here in South Georgia. Visit pcom.edu to learn more.
30. Eight, seven, six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And 6 alive. Does all bug in.
Q talent.
2 errors have kept this inning alive for College of Charleston, and Brady Penley, the sophomore out of Dalton, Georgia, steps in for the Eagles. 6 2/3 innings of work on the year, 7 hits given up, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. What's the approach on the mound for Penley?
Well, again, sounding like a broken record here. You just want a guy that's going to come in and throw strikes. Obviously, you feel like you probably should have been out of this inning. The 2 errors really do hurt you and put you in a little bit of trouble. But if you're Brady Penley, the worst case scenario is you got to limit it to 2 runs here. You can't afford to let a 3rd runner get on, much less score. So you want to at least keep this within 2 runners scoring. But ideally, you'd like to get out of this inning unscathed. But this College of Charleston lineup it's just so tough to do something like that with these kind of bats and this experience. So you're really looking to limit it to no more than 2. If you allow a sac fly here, you're all right. But ideally, obviously, you want to get out without giving up any runs.
Penley fires for strike number 1. Makoviak's final line, 1 1/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 3 punch-outs. He struck out the side. And now it's Brady Penley. 0-1 loopy curveball.
Take 3.
19 inches of vertical break.
After I cut off, you can
And I would assume both runners on have been designated as errors, so Makoviak will not receive any of those earned runs as well. Keep the ERA down.
Every time I just a little bit, right 4, take 4. Play when he zooms in, you get started. Right 2, take 2.
Penley straight down Main Street, heading down towards right field. Schmidt loves it. What a catch. The runner tags up from 3rd and slides in safely. So Sing Sing reaches, and College of Charleston gets 1 more run on the board. That was a nice grab by Schmidt.
2 pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, that's a terrific over-the-shoulder catch there. But if you're College of Charleston, job is done there. That's exactly what you wanted to do. Maybe not the prettiest way to go about getting the sac fly for Kevin Madden, but at the end of the day, you got the job done. Good job being aware by Coach Holbrook and the 3rd base runner to get home on that catch. But job's done. You got your 1 across.
Now, at the moment, Ethan, Neves, and that hit to right field has been scored as a double. Now, subject to change, but, I mean, at the moment,
I can certainly see the case being made that even if he's aware of where the ball is, he may not have gotten to it still. I think I'd still lean an error on that one, but the case can certainly be made that might have found the grass even if he was able to pick it up.
Yeah. But the Jared Brown bobble at third was ruled an error. So it was an unearned run from Sing Sing. Back up the middle. Nice play at shortstop. Quick throw over. He got it. Cade Parker has been spectacular at the shortstop position with the glove and the bat, and that gets the Eagles out of the inning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go Blue, roll.
Hey team, the new school year's about to start, and today we're going to talk about best practice.
Are we allowed to do the graphic of the raising the money?
Let's get up and go do some drill
We can do that? Ben, can we do that? The graphic of raising the money?
Hey, welcome to Morris Bank. Hey, welcome to Morris Bank.
One more time, more passion.
Hey, welcome to Morris Bank.
He said what?
We're not allowed to, but he wants to do it. Well, no.
Well, let's not do it. Let's just come back. We'll just come back and let us just talk.
Now you're ready to go.
Hey, we don't have anything to come back with, guys.
You want to do a box score?
We could, box score, yeah, we could.
Or just say, come on, turn your extender off.
5,
Just stay there 4. Stay there
3,
4. Come in 4.
1.
And cut 4. 40 live.
Q talent.
Sure. Box score.
Georgia Southern has dominated this game essentially from start to finish outside the solo shot that opened up this game from College of Charleston, the big inning. 4 runs in the first, 4 runs
We
in the
do.
third, and the Eagles haven't looked back.
Yeah, but if you're College of Charleston, you get your one across there. Georgia Southern has firmly had the lead ever since. Pretty much the leadoff home run. After that, everything has gone Georgia Southern's way.
said hold the shot,
Georgia
hold the
Southern
shot.
has really been able to get a huge lead here, but College of Charleston takes a little chunk out of it there, gets one across, and that's just kind of what you have to do. You have to start building your way back into this.
All right, Ethan, I got a little question for you.
This is about the mustaches.
No, it's not. What do all 3 of these players have in common?
Would it be a shaved head?
No.
5.
It's not a mustache?
Talking about
No.
him. 3, 4.
You got me.
Hurry.
So correction, actually. I thought that was Jared Brown initially. I was going to say grand slams
Stay there.
because Brown has a grand slam, JP Herholz has a grand slam, but instead, yeah, that one got me. But that is, I mean, still, you talk about lefties with power.
Reset.
Kaiser and Herholz, those 2 guys pack a punch with the bat.
Good idea, David. That was a good one.
It was, but it wasn't because I had a brain fart where that wasn't Brown, but also I don't think Kaiser's had a grand slam. I don't know why I was thinking.
3, 2.
I saw where you were going with it.
Parker
That's why I was
missed
like,
down the
that
third
was a
base
good
line.
idea.
I mean, Cade Parker had an impressive play to end the top of the 5th. Luke Godden has been the guy at shortstop for essentially this entire season, but Coach Hennon gave Parker the nod. Southern Miss series as he swings and misses his 15th strikeout of the season.
Yeah, it's funny how often the guy that makes the good defensive play ends up leading off an inning. It's just one of those baseball-isms that seems to happen all the time, but obviously that one doesn't go how Cade Parker wants it. But to your point, he has been excellent in the field. That's why he's continued to play. The hitting hasn't been quite where he wants it, but just been an elite shortstop.
Josh Tate, the hitting has been exactly where he wants it to start the season. A single right up the middle.
One pitcher.
Peyton Nelson still on the mound.
Zoom in.
Brings up Sam Blancata.
3 tight.
And I would certainly be looking for a steal here from Josh Tate.
5,
Maybe
first
with
base,
the
5,
lefty,
first
it
base,
causes
5,
a little more
3, 5.
trouble.
Take 5.
But Coach Hennon's been aggressive on the base paths.
5,
Wouldn't be
watch him
surprised to see
stealing.
that continue.
3, 2. 2, watch the steal 2. 3 tight. 3 tight. 3, 3.
I mean, you're going to have to time it essentially perfect with a lefty. Not easy to get a good jump.
Oh.
If there is one guy that can do it, it's probably Josh Tate.
No, absolutely. I'm not saying he can't get there because he definitely can, but it is very tough.
Yeah, the lefty certainly makes it a little bit different, but Josh has a healthy lead over there.
I just say
Wouldn't be
4:45
surprised if he
a.m.
goes.
though.
Nelson finds the bottom of the strike zone. Now Blancado we talked about his walks. I mean, his ability to get on base, but he's doing it with the bat tonight. 2 for 3 as an RBI single and an RBI double. Blancado got under this pitch. Wood tracks under it. I mean, with the wind and some of the fluky plays we've already seen, nothing feels like a sure out.
And you could tell Luke Wood got underneath that one and had to kind of sidestep his way to ultimately making the catch, because once that ball gets up, I mean, the American flag out in center field, I think, has blown every direction tonight, so I can't imagine what kind of whirlpool it's stirring up there about a mile high.
Well, there's your Josh Tate steal. It can't be a pitch to hit the dirt. The flag is our compass tonight, that's for sure.
Two flag.
I mean, you want to know the reason for maybe a struggle in the outfield? Look no further than dead center of the American flag.
I would say that's actually tame for how it has been most of the
Yeah,
game.
I would agree with you.
I think the wind may be at its lowest point right now.
I mean, there's been times in this game where it has almost been to where you can't see the flag. That's how much the wind has pushed.
Thank you.
Tate checks back. Now, Jared Brown, he's 2 for 2 today. Had the 2-run home run in the first inning, single in the second, hit by pitch in the third. 1-0. Brown watches in the dirt.
Nelson's still just kind of been struggling to get ahead of some of these hitters, and especially at the top of the order for Georgia Southern, where you have all that veteran presence. You get behind on these guys, much like with College of Charleston, it's tough to get them to get out, even more so to strike out or to get back in the counts.
2-1 the count. Brown, chopper down the third baseline. Both teams have started conference play, and that's the other portion of this game. We haven't touched much on it, but it can be, I don't want to say weird, but it can be difficult to navigate having a non-conference game. As Brown gets under it, flies out to right field. Can Harlan make the grab? He does. So that does it for the 5th inning. Georgia Southern, 9-2 lead. College of Charleston was able to gain 1 on the tally in the top of the 5th. But the Cougars still need some fire in the bats.
1 and cut blue wrong.
Coffee cultivating freedom at 3 Tree
Alright,
Coffee.
home schedule.
No, we're done home schedule.
Safe houses helping
Less
victims.
5, give me a home players.
Schedule.
$25,000 you can help multiply the impact by joining the coffee and club. When you join the club, you get expertly roasted coffees delivered monthly to your door. You also get exclusive access to monthly tasting videos, discounted anti-slavery products, and more. Ready to join a community of coffee-loving freedom fighters? Visit 3treecoffee.com/club to learn more.
30 back, coming back to
30,
5. My
30
dad and
back.
my granddad were my heroes. They worked for
You okay, Daniel?
Whenever there was a big storm, they always took care of people and got the power back on.
Yeah, we'll come back
I
home
work for
too.
Georgia Power.
Give
I'm
me
helping
15.
develop
Two at the small
more
box
reliable
score.
grid for everyone in Georgia. We're updating our equipment and investing in clean, renewable energy for
8,
everyone.
7,
Even during a big
6,
storm.
5,
Just like my dad
4,
and granddad.
3,
Kinda like
2,
he
1.
And cut. To
Key
your
talent.
Well, there you see it. The rain is not slowing down at all in Statesboro, Georgia, and the wind is just making it even more difficult because it's being pushed all kinds of directions. Head coach Rodney Hennon excited about where this ball club is trajecting after a huge series win against Southern Miss, and so far a dominating game against College of Charleston. They'll take on the Red Wolves of Arkansas State for a road matchup Thursday through Saturday. I already touched on it. Easter on Sunday, so they decide to switch that series around a little bit, and not once, not twice, but 3 times Georgia Southern and College of Charleston will face off. I gotta say it. We joked around before the broadcast started, and you used the phrase thrice.
Thrice, not once, not twice, but
thrice.
Yes, I believe that is some sort of Old English. I think that's correct somewhere in some area.
It's got to be. Well, leadoff bunt, and it goes behind the plate.
Ready 5. Take 5.
I mean, I'm still
It's like 1 through 100.
cracking up on myself because of that dugout shot we had at Georgia Southern.
You just type in a number. It's like English.
Pretty much every player got their head shaped. And because of that, there's that same shot.
Take 4.
I thought it was Jared Brown, and it indeed was not.
3-2.
So, a lot of mustaches and shaved heads.
Oh, a nice hit. It's going to drop into right center field. Sam Blancato couldn't get to it in time. It's so tough because they really do look a lot alike. I mean, you had the mustache together with the same color hair, same kind of hair.
And this is a little bit what we saw from College of Charleston last week when they were here. A lot of those hits that, you know, don't look pretty, but they're extremely, extremely efficient, and they get the job done, just finding space where Georgia Southern isn't, and that's what they were really good at last week.
Okay. Go ahead, put it in.
Jam shot.
We got wind
2 flag, 2
off
flag,
the-
2 flag,
off
2
the
flag,
bug.
2 flag.
We have wind
Break 2.
off the bug. You guys can talk
Take
about
2.
that.
Put it in. That's off on 1.
There's another beautiful shot of the American flag. The wind pushing 9 miles per hour out towards left field.
This communication back there.
And I really do think that that's probably tamed for what it has been. It's
Yeah,
really
I agree.
fluctuated pretty much the whole night. It feels like every half inning that flag is blowing in a different direction. So it doesn't seem like it would play much of a factor, but when guys start putting balls in the outfield, it can really make a difference.
Can we talk about Brady Penley's curveball? I mean, it drops 20 inches of vertical break. We talked about Makoviak and the horizontal break he had. Penley, talk about north and south, keeps the batters guessing.
Y'all have his Oakley.
Gibbs, his last at bat, swung and missed at that.
Take 1.
Pretty much same exact pitch, but it floated a little more over the plate. So obviously trying to attack Gibbs here and get him to swing on the off speed because he struggled with it so far tonight.
2-1 from Penley. Gibbs watches inside. White makes sure the runner doesn't advance. You have Johnson on first. He has 3 stolen bases on the season, but he's also been caught stealing twice. 2-2. Gibbs got jammed. Brown fields it, throws it to first for out number 1. So decides not risking anything. He could have potentially gotten out at second, but it would have been close.
Yeah, I think he probably would have gotten to a second if it was a good throw, but that cross body as you're charging towards home plate is not an easy play. And at this point in the game, not a lot of reason to risk the error there. So really smart by Jared Brown there, showing some of his experience and just taking that out at first. You're okay with that runner at second, even if he does end up scoring.
Not to mention things have gotten a little weird on the defensive end with the wind. Last thing you want to do is give up another free base runner. So Will Baumhofer, the batting card flips over. I mean, Baumhofer had the solo shot,
Yeah, Hunter, you can just put that in.
but 2 strikeouts since then. Henley had him fooled. Baumhofer way out in front. I mean, that thing is filthy, Ethan.
Yeah, and Baumhofer's been really good all year, except what seems like the 2 games here in Statesboro. Obviously, he had the home run, but there's 5 strikeouts between 2 games for him in Statesboro. So the off-speed's really been working, and you assume Brady will probably try and get the 3rd strike with it.
0-2. Baumhofer pulled back. Johnson easily slides into third base. I mean, College of Charleston, they're not giving up, and we didn't expect them to. You see the wind at 7 miles per hour right now. I mean, just wait, folks, because you said it, Ethan, that's very tame for what it has been for a lot of this game. I mean, there has been points where the flag has been blendering all kinds of direction, and Baumhofer got tangled up. Brady Penley is not playing around.
There was that off speed again. I think all the strikeouts for Baumhofer have been on that off speed. And it was the same story last week as well. As he checks that swing, and that is mighty close.
I mean, it's
it
close,
may have been
but it's a
strike.
good pitch.
Yeah, I think it was. I wasn't even looking at where the ball ended up. I was looking at the swing, but I think it was just a strike.
3 tight.
I mean, Penley's spin rate is over 3,000
Take 3.
RPM. Man,
ready for clean.
He's got movement.
They're a good
That's
pair
for
together
sure.
for a broadcast.
Take 4. Ready 2.
Trotter Harlan looking for his first hit of the night.
Run don't matter
Glove
here.
by Parker, throw to
out.
first,
Oh,
and Schmidt couldn't pick it.
Ready, 1,
Johnson scores at home plate,
5, take 5.
and Harlan will stay
Does
at
matter.
base. So that error turns out costly, and it gives Charleston another run.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was
that
bad of a throw from Cade Parker. Obviously, it was low, and it looked like it one-hot to Kid Schmidt. Routinely, he would make that play. And I think just a combination of the elements made that tricky. As Cade Parker's going to want that one back for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially to get out of the inning. But you keep Charleston alive, not to mention you do add one more run of the tally. They're slowly chipping into this, and you said it's not going to be an 8-run blast in one inning, but instead finding your way to
the rain's
closer
not
and closer.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big components that kind of makes up this College of Charleston team is just the resilience and the diligence and the determination that they have. It's a really experienced team, as we've said a couple times, and those are kind of the traits that you just develop the more you play. This team's not going to quit. Georgia Southern's going to have to finish this game out because College of Charleston's not going to lay down and just let this game happen. They're going to try and come back and get back into this.
It's supposed to rain overnight, though.
Mathis is in the box. He's searching for his first hit. And Harlan reaching on first. It is scored as a throwing error on Parker. 1-1 outside.
Yeah, usually in that kind of situation, it's a play that the first baseman will routinely make, but at the end of the day, the shortstop's got to make a better throw there. You can't really one-hop it. That's got to be one of those that hits him right in the numbers. And Ken Schmidt will normally make that play, but obviously it starts with the throw.
Right. 2-1. Outside again.
Pretty good tight, Ray 3.
For the most part, Penley has looked impressive on the mound. I mean, hitting his spots at a high clip.
Ray 5.
Yeah, just a couple of those errors. That's 3 for Georgia Southern on the night that haven't really come back to do a whole lot of damage yet, but you hate to keep giving away free passes.
The 3-1 was popped high in the air. And it tails foul.
Call him back.
Hey.
Ray 5. Take 5.
I mean, you also look back to the way Makoviak's outing finished. He very well could have gotten out of the inning, but he also had 2 errors that threw things off, and then they threw in Brady Penley.
Yeah, and that's what worries you if you're Coach Hennon here or any of that Georgia Southern coaching staff is these runs are kind of been unforced. They've allowed College of Charleston to work their way back into this game by giving them, whether it be walks or errors or whatever, that have allowed them to continue innings as they draw another walk there. And these kind of things build up quickly, especially against a good team like College of Charleston. And you hope that eventually they don't come back to bite you, but it's unfortunate how often they do.
I don't know what it is, but this shot is just so soothing to me.
Ray 3, take 3, Ray 4.
Yeah, you're not going to see that in Statesboro, so.
Take 4. Ray 2.
Man can dream.
Yeah, I can promise you it is not snowing.
It is not snowing, folks. That was not a weather report.
2 go back to lights.
Yours truly. Instead,
2 back to lights, Ray 2.
College of Charleston does get another runner on base. Mathis reaching via walk.
We get another angle of it here.
There you go.
I'll fall asleep for that.
Take 2. Ray 3.
I mean,
take 3.
Maybe a check swing foul ball.
Yeah.
Take 5.
Yeah. Sing Sing. He's only 0 for 1. He was walked in the first, hit by pitch in the third, and reached on air in the fifth. Now he did score as well. (0-2) from Penley. He's looking to get out of this inning. Breaking ball, tails back in. Are you kidding me? Henley.
That was really nice.
Saying what you can do good, I can do better. Gets out of the jam. Middle of the 6th, Georgia Southern bats up next.
And go local roll.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different areas.
All right, what is it? Mid-6th. You want to do it here, Ben?
And a Velo
When we do it here?
With up to 60 daily non-stop departures.
Hey, we're gonna come in with a graphic for raising money for Gatapi.
Is there a new picture?
So you guys can talk about that. You know what I'm talking about, David?
37.
Georgia Southern.
New picture.
Okay, well. We should do pictures.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy.
Actually, we're just gonna do new picture. We'll do it another time.
Yes.
New picture. We'll do the graphic the next time.
You will be swapping skin with this extra.
15.
You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so
10,
we can focus
10,
on
9,
what he does best.
8,
7, 6, 5, ready 6, 4, Irish down a little bit 6, 2, 1, and coming to you 6.
Q talent.
Chase Jarnigan stepping in the hill for the College of Charleston, and Kent Schmidt is going to be the first batter he faces. Now, it's tough because the rain is pouring here in Statesboro, and you know it's already hard to grip the ball as it is, but you add the weather as another factor for the freshmen. It's a tall task.
Yeah, it's kind of been a consistent rain for about 6 innings here now, but it definitely picked up in that half inning. It's really starting to come down, and you know, not really what you want to come into as a pitcher. Obviously, the bullpen out in the open as well, so he's gotten a little used to the weather, but still not ideal conditions for Chase Jarnigan, getting his 3rd appearance, only 1 2/3. Another one of these guys, Charleston, they're just going to look to get some reps. It's still a game within reach, but you just want to get some of these younger, inexperienced guys in to get some reps, and now's about as good a time as any with conference play, taking up all your weekends.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to mention.
Literally.
It's kind of a balance. Obviously, you want to win the game. You're not playing just to give somebody reps, but at the same time, being in the heat of conference play, this is a good opportunity to maybe use some arms you don't usually throw out in the season.
It's one of the weird quirks about college baseball. It's really the only sport where, you know, you kind of have these midweeks that you obviously want to win, like you said, but it's a good opportunity for you to give some guys some opportunities, because what really matters is your conference play on the weekend. So it's not fair to say they're not trying to win.
No.
They're still trying to do that, but they want to give opportunities to other guys, because in the grand scheme of things, the priority is conference play. And these midweek games matter, but just not as much as the conference opponents you're going to face this weekend.
And the midweek, more than anything, is momentum and getting guys loose. The 2-0, Schmidt jams back towards the middle, and it lands into the warning track. Schmidt is going to have a stand-up double. He was 0 for 2 before that AB.
You said red? Ready red? Okay, red.
Kent Schmidt.
Roll red. You got gold now?
And again, great bat to ball here by Kent Schmidt, staying down on it. And you can just see that ball continue to tail and drift left, bouncing right in front of the wall. Almost gets out of here, but the wind obviously plays a factor, like you said, 100 million times tonight, and that ball continues to trail. But a good piece of hitting by Kent, finding the gap and hustling out the two-bagger. That's a great way to start an inning, especially against a guy who's only coming in for what's basically his 2nd inning on the year.
So the freshman in Jarnigan steps in, has essentially only pitched 1 inning of work this season. He's got to face Kent Schmidt and now J.D. Kaiser. You talk about being thrown into the fire. This is the definition, 1-0. Kaiser, an awkward swing.
Yeah, there's really nobody in specifically this first 5 in Georgia Southern's order that you really want to face right now. The bottom of the order has been a little bit cold, but it's not like they can't hit as well. But this top 5 is just scorching hot for Georgia Southern. It feels like everybody's got at least 1 or 2 hits on the evening. Just a lot of guys that are playing really good ball.
I mean, you look at the middle of the order. Ethan, 5, 6, and 7. Kaiser's 1 for 2. Sean White's 3 for 3. He's on deck. Jonathan Jamie, as Kaiser, a chopper that Mathis just couldn't glove. So an error now for Charleston, if that's how they score it. It moves Schmidt to 3rd. I mean, a hot shot.
Yeah, it looked like that one just kind of bounced a little more than he thought it was, and he tried to go for the back pick there instead of maybe putting your whole body in front of it and eating it off the chest. But also a great job by second baseman Brent Gibbs to go over there and get that, because Coach Hennon was thinking about sending the runner home there. Maybe if it's one of your faster guys, he does. But Kent Schmidt made a wide turn around that bag and considered it. But good job by Gibbs to get to that ball.
And what I was getting at with the middle of the order, Kaiser obviously just reached. White is 3 for 3, and Jonathan Jamie on deck. He's got 2 doubles, which were also RBI doubles. So the 5, 6, and 7 have been extremely effective here tonight.
Maybe it's not fair to say I wouldn't want to face the first 5. Maybe it should be the first 7. It might as well just make it all 9. I mean, this Georgia Southern team's just hitting really well right now. It's just these College Charleston pitchers haven't had the greatest night, and Georgia Southern, I mean, just riding the momentum off their weekend series win. And College of Charleston, I mean, coming off an 18-4 loss on Sunday, I'm sure we're kind of hoping to figure out the pitching a little bit more tonight. And obviously, the game's not over, and they still have plenty of opportunities to get this, but already giving up 9 through 6 is not what Coach Holbrook wanted to see.
Now, to be fair to the Cougars, you give up 4 in the first, you have 1 in the second, 4 in the third. They haven't given up any runs since the 4th inning, so the defense has started to progress as White rolls it off the bat.
We still got replay in there.
But the pitching has been better, and the bats, I'm not going to say have flamed out. They've still been getting hits for Georgia Southern. but there's been a bit more of a defensive focus for Charleston.
After this swing, can we put in Georgia Southern hits?
2-2. Jarnigan.
This.
White. Smacks down third baseline. Chance for a double play to 1-2. So Kent Schmidt does touch the plate, and Georgia Southern now in double-digit runs. It goes back to the plate just to make sure.
Can never be too sure.
That's fair. But a nice play from Madden. Makes the throw to Gibbs, and then makes the throw to Mathis. And a 5-4-3 double play.
Yeah, tremendous job by Madden there, starting that off and swinging it around the diamond, and good job by Gibbs to make the quick turn. Don't have to be too quick. Not a whole lot of speed from Sean White there, but still a great job from the freshman at second base to make the quick turn. And I mean, that's just good fundamental defense working around the diamond to get the two that they really needed there. Really needed to get the two there. Obviously, you don't want the run to get across, but clearing the bases and starting fresh is a big deal.
Jamie got under the pitch. Neves is tracking under it. Makes the grab for out number 3. So a 5-4-3 double play saves the inning for College of Charleston. A fly out ends it, and we're heading to the 7th.
3, 2, 1.
Go Blue, roll.
PCOM
Alright,
South Georgia's
so
commitment
now
to
we
diversity,
will
equity,
come
and inclusion
in.
has always been at the
Top of
forefront of our
the
mission.
7th now.
We are committed to training the next generation of healthcare professionals in whole person health.
We'll come in
giving
with the
them
left
skills
slot
and
framing
experience
of
needed
the
to improve the lives of their
gotta
patients
pee
and
to
serve the
raise the
medical
money.
needs of
No
diverse
art, no
communities.
picture.
Join
Bob,
us
stick
as we
right there.
embrace change
You guys heard me?
for a
Bob,
brighter
left
and
side
more
framing.
inclusive future in healthcare.
There you go.
Right
Right
here
there, right there.
in South
A little more
Georgia.
to the right. There you
Visit
go, right there.
PCOM.edu to learn more.
30 back.
Come back on.
David, did you hear me? We're going to come back in with the Gadapi graphic of raising the money.
Only for Southern.
Only for Southern. 15. You heard me? Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't hear you in here for some odd reason. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And 5 your life.
Q talent.
My goodness, when it rains, it really does pour, and it's continuing to pour. Only for Southern, 24 hours of Eagle giving, March 26th through the 27th. Save the date. Obviously, an important time for Georgia Southern. Continuing the giving spirit. And the rain is giving a whole lot right now. I mean, it is dropping buckets in Statesboro. No umbrella for the players on the field.
Can you give me a pan, Chris? Yep, right 5. Is all 5?
Yes.
I would just say, David, I'm glad I am up here.
Yeah, you can.
And not down there. I much prefer the
Camera
room.
is on, y'all.
I would agree with you. You see, we are up
we're
here.
Nice
we're
and dry.
chilling. I mean, I'm great right now.
It's fantastic up
Not,
Turn to
not
your
1
right.
inch of rain on me. Now there's Ethan.
There you go, Ethan. I can see you.
There's Ethan. I do want to touch on the 24 hours of Eagle giving as well, because if you like our broadcast, and even if you don't like our broadcast, you know how you can fix that? You can help GASO Productions out and send in some money, because it's obviously important to raise the funds, and that's also across the board for Georgia Southern Athletics. Again, great opportunity to donate to GASO Productions, help further broadcasts. Well, Neves is trying to further this game to give Charleston a chance. A single to lead things off. You can't complain about the broadcast if you don't pitch in to help.
You're not wrong.
Look, you got to say it. Look, in today's day and age, Ethan, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, but not everybody has some action to follow through with it.
I was told to
now,
do it.
Neves reaches a leadoff single. It brings up Madden. Charleston is looking to get something going. Brown gloves it. Long throw to first in time.
5 person who threw it.
Neves reaches second.
Take 5.
But out number 1 for Georgia Southern. Penley is staying on the mound.
2 pitcher.
I mean,
take 2.
inning and 2/3, Ethan, only giving up 2 hits, has 2 strikeouts. I'd say he's performed pretty well.
Yeah, he's done really well, and the one hit this inning was just that off speed that he left hanging a little bit too high, and good contact was made to get the single by Avery Neves, and then the ground out to get out, and again, Jarrett Brown maybe could have had 2 there, but made the smart play, just zipped it over to first to get your 1. Rather safe
3
than
tight
sorry.
after this pitch. 3 tight. Right 3. Take
Penley
3.
misses
Inside
high.
foul line. Ready for clean.
Charleston has scored a run in each of the past 2 innings.
3-2.
With a runner in scoring position,
Can't wait to eat some pasta.
Wood has a chance. 1-0. Wood watches. Wood is batting .333 with runners in scoring position.
Take 3. You can clear font 1. Ready 4. Take 4.
Okay. Bottom of the 7th though, we're gonna do.
Wood checks.
We're gonna do a game
So
summary. Is
Penley,
that game
3
summary
quick
ready?
balls in this AB. I mean, respect to any fans that are staying here at JI with the rain pouring as hard as it is.
Stay there 5.
All right, we'll do that coming back in
3-0.
or bottom of the 7th. Come back
Wood
in.
watches
I
for
just wanted to
strike
let you
1.
know so that you know. I didn't want to like creep it up on you.
See, they got the covered seats.
They have the covered seats, but not everybody has the covered seats. Those are real fans right there. Talk about through thick and thin. Well, Penley walks another batter. It's Luke Wood. Hey, if you don't have an umbrella, just use a blanket.
Do we have some spare umbrellas around maybe that we could spare for some of these terrific fans in the stands? I mean, the blanket just can't be doing the job like you would like.
Maybe a poncho.
There got to be some ponchos. There we go.
Oh, okay. The Bud Light umbrellas.
We got to have some spare ones of those sitting around somewhere.
2 runners on for Charleston, looking to get back into this game. Dylan Johnson up to bat. He's 3 for 3. He has been the bright spot for the Cougars. All 3 were singles. 0-1 from Penley, and that breaking ball, I mean, it really is pulling his batters.
Yeah, he's found a bit of a rhythm. He's had a couple this inning that have really gotten away from him, but when he finds it, it is very difficult to hit, and that was one of those that he found.
We saw his knee. His knee was so far, like.
Johnson half swing.
He thought he was so confident.
So 0-2 still the count. Penley
so dead.
had trouble in the previous AB. It was a nice shot at the ball rolling all the way down.
Take 3.
Now, the fans that really want a foul ball,
now's your chance.
Now's your chance.
I mean, it's not going to get, it's sitting there waiting for you.
It is. 0-2 from Penley. Johnson straight to Parker. The second for 1. Tate fires to Schmidt for 2 and a double play.
Take 5.
Gets out of the top of the 7th. A 6-4-3 double play, and a fan gets a foul ball. That's how you do it.
Out in 3, 2, 1.
Go, roll.
He just kept staring.
Somebody say practice.
Way to go, Chris. All right, we're going to come back in with that game summary. We're going to come back in with the game summary, guys. It's going to be a left slab.
Hey, welcome to Morris Bay. Hey, welcome to Morris Bay.
One more time, more passion.
Hey, welcome to Morris Bay.
Oh, the bushes. The bushes. A baby?
There we go. 20 back. Let's not frame it, Chris.
They probably drunk.
Now you're ready to GA.
Can someone Iris up 5? Yep. 4, can you give me a shot?
10,
2,
9,
stay there.
8, 7, 6,
come back
5, 4,
Iris up 5, 3, 2, 1, and 5, you're live.
Cute talent.
Look at that. You have the fans
coming
that
in.
have the shelter, no rain on them, and then you have the fans like we saw at the end of that last inning that went through the rain to get the foul ball. Now, Ethan, the game summary for this, it's been no secret. Georgia Southern has been firing with the bats. They're batting .467 collectively. And Brady Penley has done some really good things on the mound to give you extended work.
Yeah, after the way this game started with Baumhofer's leadoff home run, we really thought we might be in for a College Charleston offensive barrage, but they've really settled down after that, picked up 1 or 2 throughout the rest of this game, and Georgia Southern's offense has just exploded throughout this game.
Two pitcher.
College of Charleston's really struggled to get out. I mean, 14 for 30, 467. Just about any ball game. And obviously the pitching for Georgia Southern didn't start out how you wanted to, but Brady Penley coming in and settling it down, giving you 2 2/3 of really good work. you had a couple other guys come in and give you some
Did they already
work
state
as well.
that's a new pitcher?
It looks like the entire Georgia Southern bullpen may be up and throwing right now. No telling who's coming in this game next, but you've had some really good pitching from those guys thus far, and College of Charleston looking to replicate some of that good pitching as well.
So a new pitcher on the mound, Garrett Murray, Jr. out of Charleston, South Carolina. So just like Kaiser, homegrown kid. 2 strikeouts, 4 walks, 4 1/3 innings pitched. I mean, really since the beginning, it's been limiting the damage and just trying to knife your way through each inning to get out of it. But what is the approach for Murray?
I mean, it's pretty much the same for all the other guys. Coach Holbrook's just trying to give some of these younger and experienced guys some work, and really the only thing you can ask for is no more runs. You'd like to see guys come in and throw good innings, but you know that some of these inexperienced guys are still kind of working out some of the kinks for this year and getting into the flow of things, and it's a good chance to give them that opportunity, and he really just wants them to come in here and throw strikes and be very deliberate with all of his actions and not give up too many runs.
Speaking of opportunities, Herholz checks into the game and wastes no time. A leadoff single. Herholz, another one of the mustache additions on this Georgia Southern roster.
Go ahead, replay.
I mean, batting .417. He's got a grand slam under his belt already.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great job by Herholz, just coming to the plate ready to hit. He gave him a pitch to hit a fastball that was a little bit low, and he found that gap. Obviously, College of Charleston shifting a little bit. As shortstop Luke Wood shifted over towards second base, there's a little bit bigger gap there. He does a great job of just making good contact and squeezing it right through and getting on first base.
Pinch runner in for Georgia Southern. It's Luke Auden. Now, I mentioned Auden as the shortstop primarily for most of this season. I mean, it hasn't been until recently that Coach Hennon has made a switch to Cade Parker at short. 15 hits this game. That's a season high. And, I mean, you blink, they got another run. It's just been continuous for the Eagles.
I think that's really been kind of the highlight is how consistently inning in and inning out they've been able to string some hits together. It hasn't really come in clumps. Really through all 6 innings, they've been pretty much able to make contact and get 1 or 2 hits up. And I think if you're Coach Hennon, that's what you really like to see.
Coach Hennon.
When you look at earlier this season, specifically to start Sun Belt play, in that Old Dominion series, Ethan, Georgia Southern only scored 4 runs in all 3 games. There were questions as a shot deep in the outfield. That one
gone.
There's Cade Parker. We were just talking about it. The bat has kind of been the question mark for him. The defense has been excellent all year. And, I mean, that swing will get you going right there. That's great contact. Lifts that. Gets a little help from the wind blowing it out a little bit, but either way, it gets over the fence. And, I mean, my goodness, that'll get your season started. 104 off the bat again. Another guy that just lobs one dead center. I mean, that's straight bat to ball. Maybe a little more height than you'd like, but you got the blessing of the wind tonight coming at your back. And that'll really jumpstart your season. Cade Parker having a tremendous night, both in the field and at the plate.
Well, not only is he having a tremendous night, I mean,
good job,
you look back to the Southern Miss series. He's having himself a tremendous couple of games. He's really gotten it together. And, you know, I was on him for that series against Southern Miss, and the struggles were highlighted for Parker. 0 of 13, 10 strikeouts to start this year. It was no secret. He was in a really bad slump. I could not find the ball, but he hit a grand slam. And from there, Ethan, I mean, it just seems like he has a completely new approach at the plate.
I mean, grand slams will tend to get your confidence up pretty quick. And it's obvious for Cade Parker that the confidence has not been lacking in the field. And I mean, a grand slam was just about the best thing you could do to get your hitting going, and he pairs it with a home run tonight. So it's such as baseball. You go through those kind of ebbs and flows, and he's certainly peaking at a good time now as you know, this offense as a whole is all
already. Let's see.
Josh Tate was rung up by Garrett Murray. Murray's first strikeout of the night.
It's hitting Josh Tate.
It was a 2-run shot. Cade Parker. I mean, you give up the single to Herholz. Murray checks in, and then
that's been
Cade
done.
Parker. It's a 2-run blast. Blancado
Take 4.
I mean,
5 second baseman, person at
this point, Ethan, you just expect a hit from Georgia Southern. They really are clicking.
Yeah, it's really kind of been a common theme for these College of Charleston pitchers. They just kind of come in a little bit slow, a little bit flat. And that's a great pitch for Blanco to hit. Just pulls it right over the second baseman, Gibbs' head. Gibbs was dangerously close to catching that, but that's just a good piece of hitting by Sam. And these College of Charleston pitchers have just come out a little slower than I think Denver Coach Holbrook would like, and it's allowed Georgia Southern to get in rhythm early in innings, and that's how you build big leads like this, by jump-starting innings with men on, whether it be via the hit or the walk, and that's what they've done pretty much all night.
Take 4. Right 2.
Jared Brown, a chopper, shallow in the infield, throw from Madden in time.
Take 5.
For out number 2. And momentum is such a huge thing, not only in baseball, but every sport. You get off to such a big lead. Sometimes it is hard to get out of it, especially for an opposing team. I mean, this is a home game for Georgia Southern. They're in their natural place. They're comfortable.
Yeah, it's one of those intangible things that you can't really measure. You can't really, there are no numbers to it, but you can feel it. I mean, even if you aren't a sports person and you are watching, you can feel when the momentum is with something. And it's really hard to kind of break that barrier for the other team and flip the momentum, especially in a game like baseball where it moves a little bit slower and you really have to work to build it up. You have to work even harder to tear it down if you're the other team. And Georgia Southern built it up early and has not slowed down.
Schmidt, a dribbler right in front of the plate. Throw. Couldn't corral it.
That is the second time.
Scores off another Charleston error. Johnson, he had to shoot out quickly because it was a miss hit by Schmidt.
Go ahead. Let's go. Replay.
I believe that may be the game.
It is. So a run rule has been put in place. Georgia Southern gets the win 13-3 over College of Charleston off the back of 18 hits.
I'm a little caught off guard. Yeah, he didn't realize there was a run rule in place. I mean, what a walk-off for Georgia Southern, a little dribbler that gets by the first baseman. But you're Coach Hennon and these Eagles, you'll absolutely take that. What a terrific performance for them during the midweek. Continuing to ride that momentum from a fantastic series win against USM over the weekend. And College of Charleston's certainly going to have to look at this pitching and kind of figure out what's been going wrong for them, because that's 18 they gave up on Sunday and 13 they gave up today. So Coach Holbrook and his staff and all of his pitching guys are certainly going to have to go back and watch and rethink maybe how they approach some of these hitters, because the pitching has really let them down the last 2 games, and they're getting into the thick of conference play. They're really going to have to start figuring these things out.
Well, Georgia Southern, 18 hits and 13 runs for a run rule over the College of Charleston. We saw a lot of good things in this matchup. In the end, it was the Eagles' bats flying high. So for Ethan Abbott, I'm David Holby saying so long from Statesboro, Georgia. Your final score, Eagles 13, Cougars 3. All games airing on the ESPN network, so streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
And we're out in 5,
A Black and program.
4,
Yep, and it's all about your phone call.
3, 2, 1.
Are we out of here?
Okay, we're out of here, guys. Great job, guys.
Oh, recap time?
No. We're not doing a recap. It always. Well, don't we do it at the third?
College of Charleston at Georgia Southern baseball has concluded.
Actually, give me a second.
Thank you.
I thought we.
Okay, we gotta do it.
A recap? Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna do a recap. I lied.
Cameras.
So give me a second, okay?
Is 2 being broken down too?
I mean, if you want to keep it up for a wide shot.
I'm just gonna keep 4. Well, no, I keep 2 and then 4 and 5. Well, they don't know how to break down, do they?
Chris slightly knows, but I feel like we need to go over there.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't have the boxes. They don't have the boxes, do they? They're in the van.
I have the boxes.
Yeah.
So I can go over there. I can drop it off to Chris. I can run out there and help Stackhouse, and then
that's fine.
Whoever, I may need either you or Noah afterwards to drive over and help me.
Okay.
Also, so we can get some people.
Give us a second.
As well.
Okay.
But I can go ahead and head over there.
Okay.
If y'all got this.
Okay.
Yeah, just remember. Just remember to rename the file to.
So I'll tell everyone that they good except 2. We'll leave 2 up for a wide shot.
Yeah. No.
Cool. Everyone. Everyone is good,
okay, thank
but
you.
2, leave your camera on.
Okay, so wide shot coming in with
It'll be
game summary, not game summary, box
score.
Box score.
And then the on camera, I guess.
Box score. On cam 2? What cam you leaving up?
2.
Cam 2. And then we could come in with game summary.
Sounds good. Usually I think the best go highlights then summary.
Highlights.
And we don't have an interview, so after the summary, we just take it out with handshakes or whatever.
Okay.
Celebration.
So.
And then box score, and then we're down.
Okay. So highlights. Game summary. Huh? Oh.
I'm just saying great job.
Oh, thank you. Game summary. Then handshakes.
You can just say
shakes. And
5-second long highlight reel.
okay. Oh
shit.
shit.
Just Georgia Southern.
Oh, just
Georgia Southern.
Okay.
Just Georgia Southern. No negative plays for Georgia Southern. Like no Georgia Southern strikeouts.
So bias towards Georgia Southern.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Because if it has anything else, then it has to be edited and
so
fixed up.
wide shot, box score, game 2, cam 2, highlights, game summary, handshakes, box score. All right, guys. David, can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay. So we're gonna come into from a wide shot, and we'll do box score,